The following podcast contains naughty language and ridiculous situations. Listener discretion is advised.
Okay, folks. Well, look, coming this March 5th, according to Amazon, there's going to be a release of a complete set of the Saw franchise when it celebrates its 20th anniversary. And yes, you will get all 10 movies. And it's going for retail of $80. Okay, and that's not too bad. Uh, so it's equates to about $8 a movie and change if you add in the tax, shipping, everything else. But there is a point where it would seem like a good idea, but you know what? It seems like a real cash grab to me. There's no new extras, just the movies and the extras that came along with those movies. And, if you purchased the 8-disc set of the Saw franchise off of Amazon, which is just roughly over $11, and then if you purchase singularly the Spiral and Saw 10 movies, the whole set runs for about $45. So you'd be doing yourself a disservice by purchasing this set. Still, it's a nice set to celebrate, but I just wish they add a little bit more to it. So my advice is to stay clear of this set. Save yourself some green, and if you don't have the series, get yourself that eight-disc set along with Spiral and Saw 10. And don't forget, Saw 11 is going to be coming out this September, late September. So just in time for Halloween, we get to enjoy that. And, well, that's all I have to say about that. Oh, and one more thing. We're going to be joined by Rocky sooner or later if he ever decides to show up. Welcome to Trick or Treat Radio.
Welcome to episode 599 of Trick or Treat Radio. Trick or Treat Radio is the world's most dangerous podcast and is recorded in front of an undead studio audience here at Castle Wolfenstein, also the Lair of Lost Swag within the Raven Chateau, Casa de -0, and soon, very soon, we'll be joined from the frozen tundra of Toronto, Canada. Is Toronto a frozen tundra, Raven Shadow?
I think so.
Where is it geographically? Where is it located?
North.
Wow, you actually got the cardinal direction right. I'm actually pretty impressed.
Well, it would be south if you took the long way.
Well, it could be west too, or east, right?
Yeah, I mean, I guess it all depends on where you live in, but I think if you look up, they're up. They're above us.
So if you look up in the sky, you'll see Canada?
Yeah, it's a bird, it's a plane, it's a fucking Canuck.
So like if you dig into the ground, you'll get to China?
I don't think you can go that route anymore.
What? Anymore?
Yeah, they closed that off in the 80s. You can't get that way anymore. From what I've been told.
Yes.
MZ has been digging for nothing.
It's true.
I'm inching my way up closer to Canada as the years go by. I've noticed.
Yes, true, eh?
I mean, one of these days I want to go to Canada. I'd love to visit Toronto. I hear Toronto is gorgeous.
You could throw a rock. You could throw a rock right now. Well, not Rocky. You could throw a rock.
Yeah.
I'd like to throw Rocky. I'm sure you wouldn't mind.
With
just
your back ends, you shouldn't be throwing anybody.
I'd swing them around like one of those like those Olympic hammer balls. You hold onto it like this, and the hammer throw. That's what it's called.
Yes.
I could just hold him by his feet and just do a hammer throw him across the Canadian national border.
Why am I picturing you more like Lamar in Revenge of the Nerds?
No, yeah, no.
Oh God. That is a great movie, though. We should do if we ever do another fucking commentary. We should think about that one.
Revenge of the Nerds.
Yeah, or two, maybe two. I think two is more.
Or how about two for how about part 1 and 2?
Part one, uno and dos.
How about part 3 and 4?
No.
Now
Part
you're
4
crazy.
when Booger gets married.
I don't even know if I remember that one. I know I've seen it, but it's been so long.
Oh, you don't want to remember that one. Oof.
Those feel like made for TV, right? Like USA.
Yeah.
games.
Oh,
part
maybe I
3.
didn't see it then.
Part three had all the nerds getting back together.
Nerds.
And who was it? What's his name? Morton Downey Jr. is in it.
Really?
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. You have to see it to believe it.
I don't know if. Yeah, I don't think I've seen that one. Then I thought I had, but I guess not.
And it has that big fat comic in it. Oh, what the hell's his name? He died a couple years ago.
John.
Not Louis Anderson. Don't even say it.
John.
John
Panette. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh.
he's in it. He's in it.
He was the one that did. Wait, was he the one that did John Panette? Was he the one that did the buffet joke? You've been here 4 hours, like that.
The Chinese buffet.
Yeah.
Oh yes. Yeah.
Oh, he passed away?
Yeah, he died several years ago.
Yeah, kind of like a baby face.
Yeah.
Yeah, very, very, very youthful looking guy, but I think he was in his 30s when he died. This guy was huge,
He was a big fella.
But I always enjoyed him, John Panette. Nobody talks about him anymore, which is a shame.
Oh, he was born in Boston. I didn't know that.
Mm.
Huh?
He was born in Boston. He died in 2014.
Yeah. Wow, has it been that long? A
Yeah.
decade?
Yep.
And who else is in it? There's that guy. He does the best impersonation of Don Knotts that I've ever heard.
Oh, Barry Sobel.
No, not Barry Sobel.
Oh. He is awesome though. I know you love Barry Sobel, MZ.
I love Barry Sobel, but I don't know if Barry Sobel does a good imitation of Barry Sobel. Damn, what's his name? He plays one of the newer nerds. He's like one of the main nerds. In fact, he is the main nerd in part 3 of the new crop of nerds, and he's Lewis's nephew. So I can't remember his name. But anyway, he does an incredible Don Knotts impersonation. Well, anyway, he's in it too.
Oh shit! Yeah, I'm trying to find out who it is.
Yeah, and there's an Asian guy who, there's an Asian guy who does he's a genius, of course, a nerd, but he's also
Takashi, right? That character?
No, not Takashi,
Oh.
Although he's in it. He's also like Elvis Presley impersonator.
Oh.
Yeah.
Huh.
But yeah, at the end, all the original nerds flock into the courtroom, with the exception of the guy who played Gilbert, Anthony Edwards.
Yeah,
They got this big fat guy.
Yeah.
They got this big fat guy with long stringy blonde hair coming down to like right here, and it looks nothing like him, with the exception of the fact that he's got the round glasses like the original Gilbert did. Oh
Yeah,
my
but he
God.
became Maverick's Goose, so he ain't doing
Yeah.
no fucking nerd shit anymore. Dog.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah, but he had time. Yeah, but he had time to do part 2.
Yeah, but they kind of like he filmed in the gimmick. He was the Ben Kenobi of the movie. Like,
Yeah. Yeah, he was there for a couple of days filming, and that was the end of it.
Oh,
yeah,
He spent
so
the rest of his life flying around in planes.
but Ted McGinley at least was in part 4.
it's true.
Yeah, and in part 3. Yeah, as Stan Gable. Yeah,
Oh, really?
yeah.
Just
That guy.
let's see.
There's a painting in his house somewhere, like, because he looks the same. I mean, I haven't seen him in granted 20 years, but he's a good-looking man.
He was a good looking dude. I saw him just recently online, and he's aging. He's aging. You know, I think time has finally caught up with him.
Oh, you're talking about Harold Skolnick? Is that the character?
Yeah.
Greg Binkley.
Yeah, that guy does a Don Knotts impersonation you would never ever forget. You think Felch Gumbo, Wolfie? You think Felch Gumbo
Yeah.
did a good Don Knotts? This guy does a superior Don Knotts. It's frightening.
Let's see if I can find it. Greg Binkley.
Did Gumbo do a Don Knotts?
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Oh, he did.
raved Don Knotts. Yeah, Gumbo raved Don Knotts.
Gumbo was a good roommate. He loved fucking watching Invader Zim and CKY videos all the time. All that was on the upstairs TV.
MZ, where do you remember Greg Binkley doing it? Was it
Well, I know he did it on a talk show with Don Knotts in front of him.
oh.
I know that. And he also did it in the unauthorized not documentary, but the authorized history of Three's Company, where he played Ralph Furley.
All right, I'm still looking.
I just love with Revenge of the Nerds that J.D. Salinger's kid was not only one of the main like triumvirate of jocks with like Ogre, dude from Married with Children, but also he played the first, well, the theatrical direct-to-video Captain America in Albert Payon's made-for-TV film.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Wow. Huh. Last time I saw Donald Gibb, Ogre,
All right, Raj.
he does. Whoa. He does cons every now and again now. But the last time I saw him on TV is that he was in an Oscar Mayer commercial. He was doing that yum, 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 yum commercial for Oscar Mayer. You ever see that? It was on
No.
maybe a couple years ago. Yum, 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 yum. It was like a chorus of yums.
See, when you say that, I don't even want to ever eat a hot dog again. That makes me want to go vegan.
Wow, keep it up.
Yeah.
Oh, I found Greg Binkley as Barney Fife, and I see Don Knotts in the same thing.
Okay.
So,
all right.
Yeah, it looks like
could-
it's a talk show. Okay, hold on. Let me cue this up.
How do you do on those conventions?
Well, I can't accept bribes, so I take nothing.
What did you think of Greg? Was that a pretty good impersonation, did you think, Don?
Oh, he's wonderful. I wish I could do that.
Big hand, the man in charge of our security here into the night, Barney Fife Jr.
Oh, it's compilation.
Oh, okay, good.
Oh, it's he's in like Barney Fife in like funny situations. What the fuck? This video is actually pretty hilarious.
Mr. Fife, what are you doing there?
Oh, Jay, well, that was karate there. Yeah. A lot of times you don't even see these babies move. You just see blood.
Okay, now. And let me see if I understand this. Now, you're the head
That's
of security
Jay.
there.
Well, that's right. I've been the head of security for about a year now.
Okay. Let me ask you something else. Now, what? Hey, wait a minute. Mr. Fife, what is that behind you? Right behind you, right there.
Right behind me?
Right behind you, right there.
Well, that's the building, Jay. Yeah, can't you see the name?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all that is.
All right, let me ask you, do you have any plans to increase security?
Well, I'm hoping they'll finally let me use my bullet. I got it right here. Yeah, there could be flying lead later tonight.
Straight from me.
All right. It's not as funny
He
as
said
you
a little
can't
bit more
say it.
high pitched than I remember, but yeah,
It's pretty good, though.
He's got the inflections down. So
He's got
How-
the nuts.
How old was he in Three's Company? I'm fascinated.
Who done nuts?
Done.
Yeah.
he was. Oh God, he was in his.
He was
late
32.
50s, I think, at that point.
Yeah. Like, was he like 70s 32?
Yeah, for 19. Well, he didn't come onto the scene until 19. I want to say
80.
1980 or 81. No. It's maybe 79. Maybe 79. Now that I think about it, he had to have been in his late 50s, mid to late 50s by that point.
Okay. All right. That tracks with what I thought, but so once again, I didn't know if that was like I said, a 70s 32.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Because, well, going by that measurement, John Ritter was probably about what 23 at that point.
Right.
And they all looked rough back then, They all looked rough back then.
But I was a huge mark for the Incredible Mr. Limpet. That was my shit.
Yeah.
I
Yep.
wish I was a fish.
Yep. That was my first introduction to Don Knotts, I think. If I remember correctly. I think even before.
For me, it
Because
was,
Channel 56 would play Channel 56 would play the same movies over and over again once a year. And that was one movie that I always remembered. And it's part of, it's the animation, you're a kid, you like the cartoons, that was part of the appeal of it. And but yeah, I think that was my first introduction to Don Knotts was The Incredible Mr. Limpet.
I think for me it was Three's Company, and then and my mom was like, "Yo, that's the motherfucker." I'm paraphrasing from.
Yeah, I don't think your mom said that.
It wasn't like,
The
"Yo, motherfucker, baby Raven Shadow,
Cocksucking motherfucker.
cocksucker, motherfucker."
Hey, asshole, knock it off. Knock it off.
That came later.
Knock it off.
That came.
All right, well, let's put off the Don Knotts for just a few moments. We can get back to it if we want, but we are now prepared to introduce our guest. So, Raven Shadow, since you're the king of titles, do you want to go ahead and introduce our guest?
We have joining us to the main stage right now. He might be a Canuck, but he's not a cuck. He is a rock star. He is a habitual drug user. He is a co-host on the Force and Sensitive podcast and one of my best friends in town, and also an expatriate, and also a fine purveyor of the Devil's Lettuce. So give it up for our main man, Rocky. Oh, Rocky.
First of all, I could never live up to half of what you just said, but you topped it off with a fucking Frankenfurter there, and now I'm kind of rigid, so let's party.
So he's a former Patriot, like Bill Belichick. Is that what you mean?
No,
exactly. Yeah,
my balls are overinflated.
Oh shit! Even after last night, doing Force Insensitive is still overinflated.
Which fucking part? There were some moments, yeah.
Yeah, there were some.
No,
moments.
it's been a long day. I'm sorry if my whole fucking evening got turned sideways. Plus, it's super cold outside, so my nuts are up here, and my nose is just constantly going. So if you see me doing a lot of this tonight, it is the Coke.
But other than that, I'm perfect.
Other than that, I'm perfect. I do want to say I'm still going to lobby hard for fucking MZ's idea from a couple of weeks ago, because I still think you're missing an opportunity for another table read episode if you don't go there.
Oh, for Three Stooges in Jaws.
And doing scenes from Jaws? Yes. When I heard MZ drop that, I fucking was like, dude, That's like a comedy gold mine. Make it happen.
Why
But
brains? What's the matter with you? Can't you see I'm trying to catch her for a great white?
Actually, MZ, if you get a script ready, I mean, we need some stuff to do next week for episode 600.
Oh, sure. A script in 1 week? Sure, I can bang them out.
Oh, come on, the writer's strike's over. You can fucking wake up your lost time, sir.
A script in 1 week. Listen to this guy. When we did the fucking Weird Science table read, I pulled out the whole fucking script and separated all the parts and tried to put your names next to them and collect fucking sound clips from everybody.
And you
Son
still
of a
managed
bitch.
to fuck it up.
Yeah, of
What
course.
did I say about you?
Oh, do it. You beat me to it, Rocky.
Oh.
This dude can't even take like fucking not even 5 minutes, 3 minutes from a fucking movie and put it together.
I still order food with peanut butter in it.
He can't even take a shower with a beautiful woman without wearing his jeans.
Oh shit.
Anyway, thanks for having me back, guys. I may insult you by what occurred this evening, but thanks. Hi, everybody.
Well, it's good to have you back on this show, Rock. I talk to you every week, but it's good to have you on this show. And it's funny, Rock sent me, I was just making plans for like some of the January films, and Rock sent me a trailer for the movie we're going to be discussing tonight. And it was like literally within like a day of me like watching the trailer and putting it on the schedule, and then he messaged me. It was like, "Oh, we're already doing this. You wanna come on?" And so he's like, "Yeah." So that's why Rocky's joining us, and I feel it makes sense for Rocky to join us with this movie. We're going to be talking about the film "Destroy All Neighbors," and it is a rock and roll nightmare, I guess we could call it.
You may all disagree with choices made for reviewing this show tonight.
But everything
this
that
is my first buzz of the day, guys. So enjoy where I'm going.
You going buzz fishing?
Yeah, exactly. I'm trying something new tonight, and I've been sober all day long. So this is the first charge. So I'm going to get weird.
Oh, you got to rectify that, my friend.
I like when you rectify me.
Ooh, wow.
Can I say something since I'm here? It's my only time I'm going to take away from anything.
Yes.
Not true.
Johnny, I want you to look at Raven Shadow.
Do I have to?
Close. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Ah.
See that face?
I do. Yeah.
I was attempting to do something to come after your ass right out of the gate on this show this week. And that man right there fucking stopped me. It was like, listen, man, fucking Jesse's too much of a dude for me to come at the motherfucker. So I don't think it's a good idea. So
I think you should have.
Here's the thing. MZ, on the other hand, didn't give a fuck. He was willing to help me kill it. He was willing to help me put it in the trunk. He was willing to help me drag it out to the country, and then
of course he
fuck
was.
it before we fucking threw it in the river.
Of course he was.
So, polar opposites.
Wow, I wasn't involved. I feel like I've missed out.
You were involved.
But I want to make this one public service announcement. For much shit as you give Raven Shadow, that motherfucker fucking came at love with you in the last 24 hours to keep me from coming at you. That being said, I think people need to know that if you dig too far back into someone's past, you'll find some very distasteful shit. So as much as I fucking applaud Raven Shadow's fucking vehement brotherhood with you to not come at you with a bad joke, I went back on MySpace and found some shit about you, Johnny, and the people need to know.
And now I know why that question that came earlier in the week. Okay, go ahead.
I found this.
Show me when you're showing lies.
On
I mean,
MySpace.
I don't see any lies.
But it gets worse because I'm about to go Maury Povich on your ass because I found this seconds later.
Should I be scared that you have these framed in your house?
No, I went reason I'm late is I went by the police department to fucking find some shit. So
You gotta watch the live show.
many years
Yeah,
ago,
if you're not seeing this, you're missing out.
many years ago, he violently went after someone's vegetables. So after fucking a few hours research, I went down to the fucking orphanage
Oh boy.
Whoa.
and I found out about little baby Leaf here.
What the fuck?
Little
Leaf,
baby
baby
Leaf.
Leaf here.
It is time for you to accept and take control of your past, Johnny, and help this child. This child has been sitting alone in a fucking adoption agency for years. And I mean, I see the resemblance. So we did the test, and it's yours.
Is it still fresh?
It's not an it, Johnny. This is the fruit of your loins.
No, it's the vegetable.
Yeah, the vegetable.
So I want you to, the police have said it's okay for you to travel up for some visitation time with little Leaf here. And Leaf Wolfenstein needs to meet his daddy.
Is that Leaf or Leif?
So you were involved in the naming? I don't know.
No, I wasn't.
I mean, you don't even know the name of your own child?
Do you think I hung around for that salad?
Whoa, that got dark. Well, you have 24 hours to get up here to see your son, or
That baby had the biggest thighs I've ever seen. Oh yeah.
You just keep your Paul Stanley costume handy. You might need it next week, actually.
Oh, the big episode 600 Wolfenstein.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, that was a long way to go for a bad joke, but I was rushed today. If I had more time, there would have been some more preparation.
Yeah, there would have been tomatoes and cucumbers too, right?
I would have made it to preparation H.
Congratulations, it's a cucumber.
But this is not a lie. I want you to know the type of monster you've been working with for the past decade and some change. Look at that. And is that not the face of somebody who's definitely fucked produce?
That's an old growing out hair Wolfenstein with a sign that said he will fuck your salad.
Anyway.
If you had told me what the picture was for, I wouldn't have served it up on a platter.
It was originally for something else, but Raven Shadow had to be the voice of sanity.
I want to know what the other thing was going to be.
No, I just say that I don't Wolfie, I think we are alike, but we don't like surprises. And I know you don't like surprises on the show. And you've had my back. And you've carried me to hotel rooms. And I'm not proud of those nights.
I've kept you on this podcast.
Kept me on the podcast. And I said, you know what? I don't want and nothing. It was never mean or malicious, but I was like, you know what? I don't want to do that. Nah, Wolfie's my boy, dog.
But I would like to say that fucking MZ's response to it all was just like, okay, so I got an idea. You guys mind if you do something? Fucking all he was like, fuck, I'm in. So
You didn't even know what it was.
MZ don't give a fuck. He's fucking getting in the car. Don't care who we got to shoot to get there. Let's go.
He probably fucking killed JFK.
He's third cousin to the Devil's Rejects. That motherfucker right there. He was hard. He was ready.
They told MZ he would get to be in a movie, and he's like, all right, I'll do whatever you tell me.
It's like just stuff from my art, probably. Huh?
Hey, you want to do this? Okay.
Okay.
It's Stanley Spitowski type of okay.
Oh yeah.
Hey, Stanley, you want your own show?
Okay.
Yeah, you do really good in prison. Oh.
Whoa. And how do we know that, Raven Shadow? Do I need to go to your MySpace page and find some shit?
I was never on MySpace.
It was fucking like pulling teeth again. I'm on Facebook like 6
No,
years
you
ago
took
or
my
7.
phone.
Yeah, I did take your phone. Actually, you're right. I just fucking did it.
And this is the guy you stuck up for, Raven Shadow. You mean you didn't want to come at this motherfucker once?
You know what? If I didn't do that, he wouldn't be friends with you right now.
Oh wow, I can't believe MZ just kissed his own pussy.
Once again, you have to watch the live feed, people.
Twice.
Twice. That's a limbo
And
motherfucker.
MZ, how many cats
on
do you have
Sundays.
now? You have like 43 cats. Is that right?
Close. 8.
8. Oh, okay.
That's a lot, though, man.
You're telling me.
Yeah, that's a lot of upkeep.
You're like
Yeah.
that guy from the Las Vegas place.
From the Las Vegas place.
Bunny Ranch.
How are we supposed to get that? The Las
on,
Vegas
Rocky knows.
place. When you think of Las Vegas,
Because
that's
often I'm down in Vegas getting my dick sucked. So, you know, what are you gonna say?
We need like a 6 degrees of Raven Shadow.
Jesus.
Because,
The
from-
Las Vegas
from where-
place.
yeah, like from where he starts to what he's actually meaning, and he's got to get there in less than 6 moves.
Yeah, that's
If-
pretty fun.
If this was oh shit, what was that game show that Steve Harvey hosted now? What's that game show? People's
Oh, Family Feud.
Family Feud. That's what I mean. Yeah. If this was Family Feud and they polled 100 people, 99 out of 100 people would say
Survey said.
casinos. That Las Vegas place. But no, Raven Shadow uses that Las Vegas place to talk about the Bunny Ranch. What the
That'd be
fuck?
great. Like we polled 15 Patreon members.
Michael Raven Shadow starring in Forgetting Las Vegas.
Top 5 Raven Shadow answers.
Yeah. Holy shit,
So we're
maybe
gonna
we should
watch
do
the
that.
movies.
Maybe we should do that next week.
Reve says,
Can we do
not my
family?
fault.
Can we do Family Feud next week? Can we put together a game show in a week?
God.
I don't know. I have like twitches now.
It worked out real well last time.
Yeah.
It was awesome. That's fun.
Although it would be
the game shows are
it would be
You want
fun.
to
We
do a version of Family Feud now?
could do Family Feud without the graphics. We could just poll people, right? And like have maybe poll the Patreon to
Isn't the
ask them
average
questions.
family team like 5 people per thing?
Well, yeah, we wouldn't do that. It would just be like 1-on-1 or something.
Well, then you're just cheaping out, you cheap bastard.
MZ can be MZ would Dixon Balls, would he host more than one game show
Yeah, he needs the money.
to pay for his elephantitis?
These are the unlucky ones.
This is ESS, enlarged scrotum syndrome.
Dixon Balls.
I have that.
You had that?
I have that currently
Elephantitis?
of the left testicle.
I want to
Someone
laugh,
died.
but if you're serious, that's not funny.
Yeah, no, we're sorry.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's elephantitis, but there's no elephants involved. It's not like my dick is picking up that up and shove it up my ass.
That's how your balls get big from fucking elephants? Is that your logic?
They're just filled with circus peanuts.
We said circus peanuts. Peanuts. Not circus penis. That's how you get weird shaped nuts. Get circus peanuts from fucking elephants, man. Don't do that shit.
Oh man.
Suddenly the calliope music kicks up in the background.
Yeah. Oh shit. Let me catch up on the chat. Let's see. Oh, Double D's hanging out. He says, "Good evening, all." Man, Rocky again?
Oh shit. I was just about to give you props for programming our show last night, but if you're gonna get all that way, Double D, fuck you.
He said,
I love
man.
Double D to death, man.
He said, man, Rocky is making more cameos than Eric Roberts.
With half the talent.
Double D also said the tossed salad man, just like the Chris Rock stand up. And Cody says, talking about tossing a salad, go get your kid, Wolfie.
Hey,
he's 100% vegan.
That's how you know he's mine, right?
Yeah, really.
Speaking,
I'm tossing salad on the show, man.
Speaking of eating habits, this week I'm trying gluten-free because I realized that I think I have a gluten sensitivity. I just thought I was like just normal, like every time I'd eat like a huge meal with gluten that I get really full and like feel like bloated and gassy and all this shit. But no, I think I have gluten sensitivity. So this week I haven't eaten any gluten and I'm feeling better. So might be no gluten for me.
My wife has that uphill battle.
Yeah.
Almost everything we eat these days. Yep.
Well, at least it's not celiac, I guess. But then you can't touch it or get near it.
Touch it! Don't fucking touch the lettuce.
I've been sniffing gluten.
You have a sniffing gluten habit?
Yeah.
Looks like I picked the wrong move to stop sniffing gluten.
Yeah, boy. Pick up the ball, baby.
Oh, God.
Fuck that. That's fucked up.
We have, let's see, Casual Noob. He posted in YouTube, says, hey, all, sorry I'm late. I put a review for the show of last week and this week's movie on my YouTube. All right, Casual Noob, I'll pull that up. So I'll get that pulled up, and I will take this opportunity to say, for anyone else who has or wants to get in some voice messages, videos, emails, if you're watching live, there's still time. Go ahead and send it to podcast@trickortreatradio.com, and we'll be sure to get it on the air, especially if it's talking about this the movie tonight, Destroy All Neighbors, if it's about any of the movies we've done recently, or just any old shit. And then with episode 600 coming up next week, there's an opportunity next week. We want to hear from a lot of folks. So make sure to send us some messages. Let's see here. All right, Casual Noob. Oh, looks like Casual Noob's been playing some games.
Oh, fliggity-doo.
Looks like he's got Marvel Spider-Man 2 gameplay video, God of War 2018, MLB The Show. Look at that.
Tetris 98.
Did you guys see that fucking 13-year-old kid beat Tetris first person? Supposedly.
Yeah. Kid almost had a heart attack.
I would have too.
What happens when you beat Tetris?
It freezes.
Absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
Get like chicks and stuff come over?
Secret
Like
Russian code. Yeah, secret Russian code. It sets off a fucking
mail order bride.
Nuke. And
Yeah.
strapped to
Do
a
you
mail
want
order
to
bride.
play another game?
Have any of you guys seen the movie Tetris?
Yes. It's a good flag.
Yeah, it's on Apple TV Plus. It's actually really good.
Or is it
I
with
think there was
the
a
dude who snuck into Russia?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, kind of. If you like good Cold War spy things, it's so weird that this movie is paced like a good Cold War spy flick, but it's about a video game, which makes it twice as bizarre. But most of the shit did actually go down in this manner, which also makes it 3 times as bizarre. So if you guys haven't seen it, I highly recommend Tetris the flick.
Yeah.
Well, I saw
Forgot
the
all about
documentary.
the fact that there was a movie on this. I forgot all about that.
Yeah. It's good.
When did this come out? What year?
Last year, 2023.
Really?
Yeah, it came out, I want to say it was like maybe around summer or towards the end of summer.
I want to check this out.
Yeah, it's on I know you don't have it, but it's on Apple TV Plus. It's exclusive there. But it's got Taron Egerton and
Yeah, he's good in that flick.
and Toby Jones is in it. Fucking Toby Jones, motherfucker. Love Toby Jones. But yeah, it's good. It's fun.
It's an interesting piece of human history that you think, oh, it's just a video game thing. But when you think about how epic that video game was and everything it took to get that to happen, it's fucking nuts. It's like a piece of human history that should be ogled.
And here I am still waiting for like Lost Luggage to come out for a movie. Lost Luggage, and Berserk, and Keystone Capers, and
Elevator Action.
yeah.
I'm waiting for Pong in 3D.
Yeah.
We got our boy D-Rook. D-Rook is hanging out, and he says, "Happy Thursday Eve, Trick or Treat Radio, gents." And he said, "Looks like I came on just in time for Me TV." That was 23 minutes ago. I'm not sure what that was in reference to, but he says,
Probably the old sitcom talk.
Oh, that's it.
TV.
Yeah, because he was just about to, and then he said right after it, Don Knotts was 55-60 during Three's Company.
Yeah.
D-Rook is a brother.
He is a brother. What's the brother rating?
Brother rate fucking comic awesome.
Brother rating out of 10.
Yeah, brother rating roughhouse.
I like how Don Knotts was always going after Lana on.
On Three's Company.
And then Lana was always going after Jack. She was like the original MILF when you think about it.
Back in the day, yeah.
Or not a MILF, but a cougar.
Yeah.
She's probably 27.
No, she was in her 40s when she did that.
You think so?
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be.
Lana was hot.
Yeah.
And Wedgeworth. And Wedgeworth was the name.
You know, when I logged on, you guys were just talking about that when you first got introduced to Don Knotts in your life kind of thing. And like, I was like, damn, wish I was on for this. Because I was going to say mine was as a kid, my parents took us to see the Apple Dumpling Gang when it came to theaters. And that was sort of my first of realizing who he was. And then once I cued into the fact that when we got cable, my TBS has always run the Andy Griffith Show.
Oh, yeah.
Like since its inception. So they used to always watch that because they grew up on that, right? So once I realized that was Don Knotts, it was kind of like, I've been watching Don Knotts all my life, but I didn't know him as him until the Apple Dumpling Gang. So
that's fair. For me, like Andy Griffith equals go outside and play. The minute I heard I'm like, I should probably read a book, son.
Yeah, you know what? Hillbilly comedies just don't do it for me. You know,
maybe.
That show.
I knew,
and I mean, maybe the best one would be Mama's Family. I think Mama's Family was the best, but yeah, that show and Green Acres and Mayberry RFD and all those.
Yeah.
Hillbilly comedies just don't do it for me.
I'm usually the same way, but I did like Green Acres as a kid. Like I did.
Wow.
I liked Zaza.
That from you.
Canada almost didn't take him because of that.
Yeah, they didn't let me over the board. Wait a minute, you watched how many hours of Green Acres?
Yeah,
you might be twisted, kid.
That was on the when he had to take the test to be a citizen. How many hours of Green Acres have you seen?
But what's even funnier than that is my mom and my sister religiously watched Hee Haw.
Oh yeah.
And like to this day, I can still recite that song. Oh, where are you tonight? Why'd you go and leave me alone? I searched the world over and thought I found true love. You met another and you was gone.
But it did have the Hee Haw girls.
And as a young man just discovering his penis, that's why I stuck it out.
Yep.
I claim this penis in the name of Rocky.
What petticoat Johnson's going on? Everybody leave the room.
There was a Cinemax movie called Petticoat Planet that was pretty dope.
Petticoat Planet?
Yeah. It was on after 11:30. Don't worry about it.
You know what? Speaking of Petticoat Planet, get this. I forgot all about this.
Lord of the G-Strings?
No.
Lord of the Anal Ring Toss.
There was Saturday morning. No. There was a Saturday morning cartoon called Gilligan's Planet.
Yeah.
I completely forgot all about that. I'm like, holy shit, Gilligan's Planet. And it's got everybody doing the voices with the exception of Tina Louise, who couldn't fathom the idea of having anything to do with that show ever again. So they got Dawn Wells to play both Marianne and Ginger. And they gave Ginger for some reason.
Say that again slower.
They gave Ginger what?
Say that again slower. Marianne and Ginger were played by Dawn Wells.
Yeah.
Who's that dude?
And for some reason, they gave Ginger white hair. instead of her classic red. I don't know why. But I saw Dawn Wells around what 2009. I was we were at a con, myself and Baroness. You guys know Baroness.
Yep. She was
And,
amazing.
My
Great.
Baroness.
You do you do that too. I do the my Baroness too.
Do you really? That's a name not you have to.
Yeah, right. And we were eating, and 10 feet away from us was Don Wells, chowing away on a prime rib. So
MC got awfully
no
aroused.
forks, no
I was
forks,
gonna say,
no knives. She just grabbed the hunk of meat and just started shoving it in her mouth.
Jesus
No.
Christ!
Did you see Ray Bradbury's balls too?
it was circling her head as she was eating the meat. It was orbiting Don
Was she
Wells'
like-
head.
Robert
I was-
Loggia in that Dracula movie where he's like fucking licking the meat.
Robert Loggia.
Robert Loggia.
Did you guys
Hey,
ever?
you.
Did you guys ever hear? It was a while ago, so I don't know if he still does it. But on OTC, Reverend Scott used to do do a Robert Loggia.
Yes.
Does he-
No, I love Robert Loggia.
Oh yeah, you should go back and listen to those Raven Shadow.
Yeah,
You'd love it.
I
Yeah.
remember.
Robert Loggia.
Robert Loggia. You fuck.
You fuck.
Not okay. It's
man.
not okay.
It's not okay. Fucking armed and dangerous, son.
Yes.
Oh wow, there's a movie I haven't even thought about in 30 years.
Fucking loved Armed and Dangerous.
Oh,
When I worked with now David Hess from Last House on the Left and Hitchhike and House on the Edge of the Park. When I worked with him back in 2010, I was talking to him about his
name drop.
small, tiny, minuscule, less than probably 3 seconds of screen time.
Oh, I thought you were talking about something else small and minuscule.
I was at the pool.
of
It
his
was
work
cold out.
in Armed and Dangerous. And the one thing that stuck with me about what he said was that he got paid more money for 3 seconds of screen time than he ever did starring in any of the films that he's best known for.
Wow.
What was
Which-
David Hess in Armed and Dangerous?
He played the ice cream man. It's a small scene near the end of the film, and he's got a CB or a walkie-talkie. He's like, "We're ready," or something like that. Then there's a couple of scenes after that, and then it goes back to him, and he pounds on the top of the ice cream truck, and the lid pops open, and out comes this guy with like a bazooka,
Yes.
I think. Yeah. So
God,
he
it's been
plays
so
like the
long
ice
since
cream
I've seen
man.
Was it during the battle when John Candy has the outfit on and the scarf and the
Yeah.
Magnum?
Yeah, and then he gets in the truck, and the truck is plowing through the cars on the
He's like,
bridge.
hop on in here, Slim.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like you, buddy. I like you too, Slim.
Yeah, he kept on calling him Slim. I loved it. Oh yeah,
The
yeah,
Born to
that's
Be
Hess.
Wild. Fucking, oh
Yeah.
my lord.
That's Hess, yeah. And he said he got paid more money for that small scene than he'd ever than any of the films that he starred in.
Oh, aren't you
I'm
the
like,
cheeky
"Holy
one?
Shit. Now I don't know if that speaks to how cheap the films that he worked on where he started, or how much of a budget that a film like Armed and Dangerous had back in 1986. I don't know, but yeah, it was pretty eye opening when he said that. Pretty eye opening when he said that. I was pretty amazed.
I thought it was eye opening when Eugene Levy's love interest was fucking Meg
Oh, Meg Ryan.
Ryan.
Yeah.
Until she fucking did Quaid dirty, bro.
but Meg Ryan, she was in, as well as Lori Loughlin, in Amityville 3 in 3D.
Oh.
Amityville 3D.
Good God, I can't even tell you last time I saw that movie.
I like that.
Why would you? Rock.
I like that movie. Come on.
I think I've only seen it once, and it was a long, long time ago. I can't remember that. I can remember the first two.
The third one, it has Tony Roberts, Bess Armstrong, Robert Joy, Lori Loughlin, Meg Ryan, Candy Clark.
Oh, Daddy.
That was what?
Candy Clark.
86, 87? Oh, it was 82?
Yeah.
I thought that was the third one was way later.
And I love how it looks, especially with when you got that 3D technology in it, but you're watching it in 2D. I just love the way that film looks.
Huh.
Really?
Yeah, because it looks like really out of focus, but
it sounds appealing.
No, really, it looks out of focus. It looks like everything is like cloudy and stuff like that. I can't really explain it. You have to see it for yourself.
Our pal Tony, he posted in the Facebook chat, and he says Lori Loughlin was in Amityville 4, the college entry exams.
I wish Lori Loughlin would lie about my transcripts.
Don't you do enough? Well, you do enough lying for yourself. You can do one more.
No, my
You're lying. You're lying to your doctor days are over.
Yeah, no.
Didn't think so. Did not think so. But I just love the way that film looks. I mean, I have it on DVD, and it's, I watched it, maybe about 6 or 7 months ago. I watched it, and I'm like, man, the movie stinks. It's really bad. The 3D is bad. The acting is bad. The whole situation is bad. But I love the way the film looks because it looks so bad.
I could see them pressing down the old 3D technology probably gives it a very interesting and unique grain. Because watching Friday the 13th in 3D and stuff from the old cuts, like on VHS tapes and stuff where you don't have the 3D access, it does have a different kind of grainy texture to it. So I just don't remember that particular movie, but I can definitely see where you get that vibe of it having that unique, tangible feel to it.
Yeah, it's really interesting and unique and everything. And I'm sure if you look it up on YouTube, I'm sure you'll find scenes of it, and you'll see exactly what I mean. It's just there's something uneasy about the way the film looks that kind of advances the horror that's going on in this movie. I mean, it's not a great horror film, obviously, but just the way the film looks is just very unnerving to me. I can't explain it.
Casual
Maybe it has to
noob.
do with the technology that they used apart, like the 3D that they used in, say, like this film and in Jaws 3D is separate from the 3D technology that they used in Friday the 13th Part 3.
Or the one they used in Debbie Does Dallas, where it's just like everybody's beautiful because they got a big smudge of Vaseline across the camera lens.
Yeah, right.
So washed out, and it's like everybody was beautiful because there's no definition.
See, Rocky knows what I'm talking about.
Porn. I'll educate you.
So Casual Noob said, brother rating of what Raven Shadow? Oh, brother ball rating of what Raven Shadow?
Ooh.
Monster Zero?
I don't know. I can't tell when he sent that, so I don't know what it is in reference to.
It was about MZ's balls, probably infinity plus infinity.
What about, is there anything in from Dinner Dog?
Dinner Dog.
Dinner Dog.
Oh, I'll have to pull that up now. Now that all jokes bleed in.
No, we don't need to play that again.
Or Dylan Dog, or like...
Yeah. Our pal Tony says that VHS cover of Amityville 3D is one of the most iconic of the VHS horror era.
Oh, goddamn, pal.
Of the house with the demonic claw, or whatever you want to call it, coming out of
yeah.
the window. I think it's the door, and it's coming right at you. It's like
yeah.
this.
I was racking my brain to think of what that looked like until you said the claw, and now I vaguely remember that cover art.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that was the poster, wasn't it? Was
Yeah.
it the same as the cover art?
It was like the hand that rocks the dreidel.
What?
That's an old joke.
Yeah.
That's a very
Still,
hand
still,
rocks the
it
dreidel.
still brought the house down though, Raven Shadow. So an oldie but a goodie.
Boy.
All right, we should wrap this up because I just realized the fucking time. Let's see. You know what? I gotta finish getting this ready, but I was gonna play coming out of the break. I was gonna play a track from Rocky's new album. I can't remember. Yeah, no. It was the Halloween show. That's right. We did play a song. The day I think the day it came out. We played Warlock Stomp, and we're gonna play another song
with Bob.
Yeah, with Bob. Yeah, that's right. You showed up later. Bob did all the heavy lifting.
Oh yeah, you know what? Bob still lives. He's doing some lifting.
Big Bob's cock.
Whoa.
Toys around. It's the disembodied cock floating around my studio.
The house of a haunted cock.
Out of context, that's pretty outstanding.
The house of 1,000 peckers.
That's not good. That's fucking scary, Rob Zombie.
So we will play a track coming out of break, and we'll talk about it after the break. But I'm gonna make sure I get that queued up because I don't want to forget. So I'll get that queued up now. But we want to tell you how you can support the show if you are so inclined. There's a couple ways. You can go to patreon.trickortreatradio.com. You can be our Patreon supporter, and it costs as little as $2 a month. That's it, $2. Or you know what? If money's tight, you can't commit, you can also just follow us for free on Patreon, and you'll at least get to see what we post. And if there's something of interest, you can get reminded to join at a later date. But yeah, there's going to be some additional functionality coming online with Patreon. They got some cool stuff planned. So I would say give it a follow if you don't have the funds to support, because we'd appreciate that. And we just let's see, I guess it was a few weeks ago now, but we did our latest Patreon exclusive, was an extension of the top 13 year-end list. So you can hear us talk about the 2023 year-end film that we did on the show. And we talk about some honorable mentions. We do Dear God No Award and our personal top fives. So go ahead, give that a listen. And there is like 52, I think, Patreon exclusive episodes. So lots of stuff on there. We try to keep them focused conversations where, not as much derailments and diversions, and we try to stay focused on a single topic. We mostly succeed, I think.
That happens.
Yeah, amazingly. So,
but I would like to remind you, people, do not support this man. Do not send money. Do not send money to this man. If you contribute to their Patreon, you're contributing to this man's foul, objectionable fucking treatment of vegetables.
Wait, are you telling people not to help us on their Patreon? That's fucked up.
Yes, I'm on your show to circumvent your fucking show.
To circumcise our show?
What me and Raven Shadow do in the privacy of MZ's bedroom is completely.
Is Leaf circumcised?
I don't know. Take a look, Rock.
Oh, yeah. Turn him over and blow on him.
I think Rocky's going to end up on a list in just a minute.
Let's see. No, he hasn't been.
Oh,
he is
my
now.
God.
He is now.
You didn't even wash him first.
It's good.
That was a loud crunch.
Yeah, that was. That's some fucking ASMR shit.
He's a young child, man.
Yeah, he's still fresh.
He's still fresh.
It's fresh, inviting.
Oh my God. Please watch the video. Otherwise, we're going to end up on some list.
You're going to set me up on a circumcision joke and you didn't expect it to go one way or the other.
Allow me to circumcise myself.
Please allow me to circumcise myself. What?
Oh, God damn it.
Better be careful with that katana, kid.
Oh, man. So, yeah, check out the Patreon, patreon.trickortreatradio.com. Also, you can head on over to trickortreatradio.com and you can scroll down on the front page, look for the Amazon logo, click it. It's going to bring you to Amazon. It's going to input our affiliate link. Everything you purchase in that session will get attributed to us. We get a tiny little cut. It doesn't cost them any extra, Michael Raven Shadow.
But it's another way to help keep the lights on.
There you go. So go ahead, give that a look. And also, the final way you can support is also on trickortreatradio.com. Go to store. It's going to bring you to our digital storefront. And from there, you can go ahead and buy the greatest hits of Trick or Treat Radio, volumes 1 through 3, greatest hits, greatest misses, whatever you want to call it.
And watch all the porn.
What?
No.
What is that?
Oh, you told me there was porn on there.
No porn.
No, that's Gape Ape. It's Gape Ape. You're thinking of something else. All right, so you can give that a look, and there's 3 volumes. It's sort of a highlight of the early years of Trick or Treat Radio. So go ahead, give that a look. And Casual Noob says, now I know who to send those rotten lettuces I bought at the beginning of the year to.
They're probably Johnny's too. I agree. He's probably got fucking little children all over the fucking place for all we know. He was a lettuce fucking machine from like fucking 96 to 2002. We don't know what's out there.
Evil Corny said, oh my God, he killed Leif Wolfenstein, that bastard. You didn't kill him.
Just the tip.
Yeah, just the tip. All right, so in a moment, we're going to head to break. We're going to come back. Coming out of break, you're going to hear No Man. We'll talk about the song when we come back, and then we're going to talk about the movie. And that movie is Destroy All Neighbors. So, Raven Shadow, what did you do to prepare to watch this movie this week?
Yo, I was kind of by myself for 2 days. It's not good when that happens. Not good.
It's like the pandemic all over again.
Yeah, I thought it was that. I thought the pandemic came back, but I consumed some media. You understand? I consumed some media. I watched a bunch of movies. I watched Dirty Work on Amazon Prime.
You never seen it?
No, I saw it in theaters, bro.
I'm just kidding.
I like that movie. 97 minutes, good length. And then I watched a ICP documentary about, and Rocky's laughing because I had a conversation with Rock for like a typical like, let's chat for a few minutes, and 3 hours fucking pass.
It wasn't quite that long, you lying sack of shit.
It was like 2 hours. Let me check my fucking length. And then I'll check the phone
girth.
too. It's a cock joke. But
thanks for clearing that up.
Thank you. But no, I watched that, and it was about them being their fan base being accused of a gang, and the ACLU gets involved, and it's kind of fucked up, but it's good. I watched that. Then I watched Conan, not O'Brien, but the Barbarian. That was fun. And I read some comics.
The Santa Barbarian.
Santa Barbarian?
I read comics. I read Max Rebo #1, the Star Wars book.
Oh, shit. No, get out.
Yeah. Yeah, see? Yeah, you little kids were like this on the little program. But it had Max Rebo, like, you know how in Star Wars, expanded universe, all other shit is happening when all the movie shit's happening, like the good movie shit. But basically it was Max Rebo dealing with, playing rock and roll, ties into this fucking movie with fucking guns and laser blasts fucking firing off. And it gets fucking weird, but we find out that Max Rebo makes it off fucking Jabba's badge at the end.
So he can go on his world tour.
It's pretty dope. We see him with a chick from the Flashdance. the last page.
Oh, he's with Karsaf Whip.
Yeah.
Whip.
Carcinogen Whip.
The Carcinogen Whip.
Yeah, whoever that yeah, you know, fucking the one
That's
the
Raven.
maniac.
That's Raven Shadow's fucking superhero name.
I am the Carcinogen Whip.
Don't.
I didn't even talk about digging the fucking G.I. Joe fucking Larry Hama and Skybound thing where they're crossing over with fucking Transformers. Yeah, it's dope.
Yeah.
Read that shit.
Yeah.
That motherfucker got a lot done in 48 hours.
I know, what the fuck?
So I strapped on.
You go through your week with the same old routine.
What you really want is some blood and thunder in your life.
Well, friend, you found it.
The Cromcast is an adventurous journey through the history of two-fisted pulp stories.
With your hosts, John,
Josh,
and Luke.
We have action,
horror,
and adventure, all through the lens of pulp luminary Robert E. Howard.
Don't just stay in your ordinary life.
Find your pulp life at thecromcast.blogspot.com.
The Cromcast.
The Cromcast.
The Cromcast.
A podcast for the barbarian at heart.
I'm Alex West.
And I'm Andrea Subasati, and we're from the Faculty of Horror podcast.
And you're listening to Trick or Treat Radio.
Greetings! We are the Retro Reductopus Cephala Podcast, a bi-weekly show that celebrates all the things that made growing up awesome.
He's right. We wax philosophic about lots of geeky crap like old video games and movies, toys, cartoons. I don't know, help me out here.
Music, pants, quoting video games that don't have dialogues, shabibans, tasty news,
unnecessarily long Japanese onomatopoeia,
butt breathers, uncomfortable nature facts,
or how to install a camouflage.
And unlike all those other podcasts, we at Retro Reductopus have an exciting rotating host schedule.
Do we?
We sure do. So, if you didn't like the guy flapping his gums this week,
like me,
worry not, gentle listener. Next week we'll have a whole new host.
Of problems.
Hey, they might still suck, but they'll suck differently.
And you know what's really cool? Retro Reductopus is part of the Inebriard Podcast Network, with new episodes out every Tentacle Tuesday.
Which is like every other Tuesday. We named it.
Anyways, you can listen to us at iTunes, Google Play, Spotify.
I could be
Stitcher,
standing outside a woman's prison in a fistful of 50s and a bouquet of dildos, and no woman would come near me.
Did you say a bouquet of dildos?
All right. We are back on Trick or Treat Radio. Playing No Man's version of Head Like a Hole here in the background. I fucking love this version. It's so good.
This is a killer track.
It's so good.
Yeah. Mary and I heard this a while back, and it's so good.
Yeah. Glad Rocky's not on camera right now. He might get a little embarrassed by me giving a compliment, but I think
I'm taking a shit, Mom.
Shit.
I never toss off to anything.
But I like that he maintained the aggression of the song in a way, but made it feel so different. You know, like I think it just really works, and it makes it his own, or your own, Rock, since you're now there.
It hits all the high spots, but it makes it a different interpretation.
Yeah.
Well, Raven Shadow and Marion got the first taste of it just before the pandemic broke out. I had started playing it that way at my solo acoustic gigs, sort of late at night. And when I started doing the squeaky thing during the pandemic, I played it a few times on there. So there's a lot of people who
I thought
saw
I heard
it
you do it before. That's right. Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, it's fun. I'm a big Nine Inch Nails fan, so it was kind of fun to do something different with one of my favorite tracks.
It's so good. It's so fucking good.
Well, thank you. I'm glad you like it. And then there's Warlock Stomp, which is like a drug-induced haze. I still don't even remember writing or recording that piece of music.
Well, that's the thing, too. Like, Rocky kills it with the covers, and he makes it his own. But, like, his original jams, the fucking Shabba Shiznit, dude.
Shabba Shiznit.
Thanks. I never meant to ask, Raven Shadow, and don't blow hot air at my ass if you didn't like it. You can tell me straight up, but I was just kind of curious. Did you enjoy the Supergirl track?
I really did. I did. Like, and I'm not going to blow you, but like,
Like blow smoke is what he said, but either way.
Yeah, whichever comes first.
Don't blow smoke up my urethra while you're blowing.
Well, he is a smoker, so I mean, anything can happen.
and that's how you get ESS, kid. Blow doesn't mean blow. Blow means blow.
And sometimes it does. Sometimes it does. I'm a mark, dude. I am. I'm a fucking mark. Go fuck yourself.
Well, you're going to be an even bigger mark, because I do know, and to be quite honest, it's one of my favorite things I've ever written, but I've been going through the process slowly getting the first album remastered, because the original mastering quality of the first No Man album was really crap. So seriously re-listening to it remastered is a whole different element to it, and Dead River sounds so fucking good, properly done.
Well, so don't get all crazy George Lucas in fucking like take away fucking like No Man shot first or some weird fucking shit.
No Man shot first.
Don't fucking put walkie-talkies in your
There
videos.
won't be a special edition. Yeah.
Yeah, don't get fucking nuts.
It's just, no, it's just cleaned up and given a more fuller sound. It sounded really tinny, so you weren't getting a lot of the low end feels and stuff from a lot of that first album. So this just really kind of changes that. It's not.
Rocky really likes that low end feels.
Yeah.
Fuck you,
You don't want no fucking low end feels, bro.
I don't know. If I can't get Sally, I'll take low end.
Yeah, I heard you started dating.
Sally Fields, there was a joke there, man.
Would you rather low gray?
Yeah, I'd low gray all day long, son.
Low gray all day.
Low gray all day at Low Gray's High Green Dispensary on the Forest Moon of Endor, son. That's the best weed in the galaxy.
All right.
The Empire shops here.
But anyway, yeah. So thank you. Glad you guys enjoyed that.
Corny says that's a good album. Rocky's talented ass can still go fuck himself though.
I'm gonna come circumcise you with my teeth later, Corny. You know that, right?
Well, that's a very talented ass.
I hope your jaw expands.
So we had Corny as a guest host on Force and Sensitive a few weeks back, right? And somehow the conversation for the last 20 minutes was embellishing the size of his manhood. I don't know why, but all he could talk about is fucking Corny's ginormous penis, apparently. I don't know. To this day, I can't talk to Corny and look at him in the face after seeing that.
Yeah, he's too busy looking down.
The battle
He's
station.
not looking at anything else.
Yeah, too busy looking down.
That's
But
no
if it's really
moon.
that big, it's really that big, how can you make eye contact? You can make one eye contact. But apparently staring down his urethra is like the Holland Tunnel.
Like a Sarlacc pit.
Oh, God. Oh, we were talking about that last night, too. So Lego has a new Star Wars thing coming out. The Sarlacc pit in the Lego Sarlacc thing. The way it's molded, it could perfectly hold both your testicles. Like, the way the scoops are shaped look like they're perfectly made to hold your testicles while you're taking a piss or something.
Yeah, I mean, like, Lego my fucking Sarlacc, bro. I'm gonna fuck that Sarlacc pit.
Whoa.
This is what happens when you're on Rock. We've had a really good run.
Well, are you blaming him?
I am.
Are you
blaming him for?
Are you sexually aroused by the Sarlacc
Yeah, I was gonna say
pit?
you can't control yourself around Rocky.
Is this some sort of childhood? How long have you been cranking it out to fucking holes and planets?
Jesus.
Star Killer Base must have made you fucking engorged as hell then.
I didn't read that expanded universe. Or played that fucking game or watched that fucking cartoon.
It was in the sequels. The very first Force Awakens was. Remember they built a new Death Star, but it was built inside the planet?
Oh, yeah, probably.
Yeah, that was Star Killer Base.
Yeah, but wasn't Star Killer also?
He was also a character in the Force.
In the
Force Unleashed. Or no, what was it called? Something like that. It was Sam Witwer and his magnificent chin. That's all you need to know.
And Corny also says Dead River is my favorite song from No Man.
That seems to be the consensus across the globe, apparently. I peaked on one song.
No, all your shit is good, dude, but that's a dope fucking. That's like your.
It
like,
is a good
fucking
song.
Youth Gone Wild. Like, that's like your, like, monkey.
Oh, that's high praise. Fucking. Oh, monkey.
You know what I'm saying? Slave to the Grind is fucking dope. But, like, you know what I'm saying? We talked the rock and the roll. In a private chat.
It's our pillow talk, you know, when we're laying there staring into each other's blinded, cataract-ridden eyes.
Yeah. Rocky, where are you? Put the lights on. They are on. Fuck.
Why does everything look like Debbie Does Dallas? It's like somebody rubbed Vaseline across my retinas. No, but the only thing with the remaster that's coming out, and actually it's coming out on my birthday, hopefully March 3rd is when I'm shooting for it. So I'm going to put it out early. The only thing that's different on it is the main title track, Nowhere, is being completely redone because that was a really shoddy recording. So I just figured it's a very simple song. I'm just going to redo it. So everything else is the original recordings remastered, except for the title track is actually going to be a new version of it. But anyway, so that's coming out if you're interested. But yeah, for all those Dead River lovers out there, and I'm not tooting my own horn, but there are a lot of them. So anyway, but cool. Now let's talk about God, what I accidentally put you guys through today.
So if folks want to find your music though, Rock, where can they find it? We'll do that one.
It's right there around the corners of Raven Shadow's mouth. That's where you can find all my stuff.
Oh, wow.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
He's got my whole catalog in his beard. He's got my whole catalog in his beard.
That's fucking gross.
Yes, it is. At least we haven't talked about Claymation Spunk yet.
It's certainly not untrue.
Yeah, you can find me on Bandcamp. It's KNOWMAN. You can also find me on all streaming services, and I do have a Facebook page Facebook and Instagram, where those are the only two places I really put out notifications when things are dropping anymore in that realm. So you can follow them. It's No Man Band on Facebook, and it's I think it's just No Man Music on Instagram. So there's lots of pictures of me and MZ making out underneath Rufus and Ronaldo.
Jesus. It's true. Jeez, how did I pull that off?
Dude, those are some big boys.
Yeah, with your right hand, probably.
You wouldn't want to pull them off. I never pulled them off.
To anything.
Mom, I never pulled off to anything.
To anything. You said you were taking a shower.
I was.
All right, well, let's talk about a film. So let's talk about Destroy All Neighbors. This film from 2024 is 85 minutes, right in Michael Ravenshadow's zone of
comfort.
Comfort, yeah, as far as runtime goes. Is that a runtime rating out of 10, Ravenshadow?
That's a brother runtime rating out of 10.
Hey, Ravenshadow, cheers.
Thank you, baby.
He's smoking a jib.
I am, yes.
Hugs and kisses on your pink parts.
Whoa, nothing's pink on me anymore, dude. I'm old. Everything is kind of discolored like MC's mustache.
Oh God.
Salt and pepper.
Notice I didn't say Johnny's mustache, because if it gets that black, you should see a doctor.
I don't even use Just for Men, just like Ravenshadow, though.
I don't use it.
Well, no, the microphone hole hides the gray in his beard because it's down the
gray,
center
yeah,
like Bin Laden.
Like this?
Like, oh my God. Thank you for that. Jeez, like Bin Laden. Out of all the people who have had gray in their beard in the history of the fucking world.
Okay, I'll change it. Mel Gibson. That's better?
Jesus.
He says to the Jewish guy. No, that's better. That is better.
Obviously,
Muammar Gaddafi.
what's weird is that's two extremes, but not far removed.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Who'd have thought Gibson?
See,
Bin
I'm
Laden
not
like
purposely
this?
hiding it. See, you can tell I don't use Just for Men.
No, it's just that the microphone that you have hides it. It hides it perfectly.
Yep.
That's why he does all those dark things in the background too. He's hiding from himself. You can hide from yourself. But you can't hide from history, Johnny. You can't hide from history.
Ravenchild doesn't know what it says. He can't read it.
I'm trying to read.
Do you have your progressos in Ravenshadow?
I'm working on some shit, Wolfie.
Yeah, when you get
trying
that...
hard. You will fuck that salad. Listen, some good-looking tomatoes out there.
Good-looking tomatoes. Yeah, MZ's got a couple of them. Yeah, right between his legs.
He's a produce file.
Yeah.
All right,
I'm really into produce, bro.
Grabbed him by the croutons and away he went.
He's into produce, Dino.
When I walk into the Whole Foods, they can all snake it out in the corner of my trousers.
All right, let's talk about this movie. It's a horror comedy. It is directed by Josh Forbes, and it is written by Mike Benner, Jared Logan, and Charles Piper.
Pick the peck of pickled peppers?
Maybe.
I was just thinking that too.
Pieper.
From Rock Rhyme.
You guys think it's Piper? Like Roddy Piper? And the film stars Jonah Ray, Kieran Diol, Randy Heller. I didn't know her by name, but as soon as I heard her fucking voice, I was like, oh my fucking God. That's Daniel LaRusso's mom.
Kid, right?
Yeah, Daniel LaRusso's mom.
Mrs. LaRusso.
Yeah.
Oh shit! That was her.
Oh yeah, I can't believe you didn't notice out of all of us.
The landlady.
She was the landlady. Yeah.
Yeah. I popped.
Wow. Okay.
Yep. And also has John Daly as Swig. Swig was pretty fucking awesome. Thomas Lennon the great Thomas Lennon. And speaking of great, the great Alex fucking Winter, the king, Alex Winter.
Was he Vlad too?
He
I
was.
know he was the
He
lawyer,
was.
but was
Yeah,
he
no,
Vlad?
he was Vlad. Yeah.
Okay.
Was
I
he
thought
all
so.
right?
Yeah.
Because that was definitely a fucking prosthetic.
Oh
No,
yeah, was,
that's what he looks like now. It's been a few years. I mean, life's been hard on Alex.
he faced the music a few years back. If you remember.
Yeah. And also a very funny cameo from Kumail Nanjiani.
Right?
Yes.
I kept waiting for it when you brought that up to me earlier. I kept waiting for it. Like once I knew he was there, my mind kept clicking. When is Khalil going to pop up?
I popped for that too. Do you think the banter of fuck yous would make?
There was a couple of really good lines in this flick. I got to say that.
One before I forget was, "Thank you, forgive me for what I've done and what I might do." Wait, what? What you might do?
Yeah. I love these. Like, he's like, "Where'd you get the $14?" This is like $440. Shit. All right. So the synopsis of this one. I'll pull it up here. Struggling prog rock musician William Brown finds himself in a living nightmare when he accidentally kills Vlad, the neighbor from hell. That I feel like that barely scratches the surface of it, but it is very, but it's good. It tells you pretty much all you need to know, I think. All right, so Destroy All Neighbors. We talked about this a little bit last week when I mentioned this, but it's directed by Josh Forbes. And we had previously done one of Josh's films with Contracted Phase 2. I don't really remember much about that review, other than it was the sequel to Contracted, which is one of our most talked about film discussions ever on the history of the show. From, I think, I want to say, like, was it episode 76 or 78? Something like that, way back.
Very early on.
Yeah, very early on. I'll look it up right now. I think it was 76 because I think 78 was Dear God No. Sorry, Dear God No was 76. So that was
Finding the Rhythm.
And 78 was Contracted. So yeah, those were I don't even I'm petrified to go back and listen to those episodes.
Yeah, it's not good.
So I have no idea. But anyways, yeah. So that's our history with films that Josh Forbes has done. And let's see if there's anything else. All right, I think we'll leave it there, and let's start talking about this flick. So we'll do some first impressions, and you know what? I was going to go, but let's start with our guest co-host because he brought this film and said, "Hey, like if you guys do this, I wouldn't mind joining." So, Rock, first impression of what you kind of thought heading in and what you got.
Well, I only really ever saw the one trailer, and I only saw it back around the time when I sent it to you. So I'd been far removed from thinking about it for a while. So when I popped it on tonight, I was kind of getting into the, groove of where they were going. I would say the first 25 minutes, maybe 30. I wouldn't even say that much. I would say 20, 25 minutes, first 20, 25 minutes. Before everything ends up going down with Vlad. The build up to it, I was kind of enjoying. When they first showed Vlad, like full on, I was loving the prosthetic work. I was like, dude, this fucking looks great from the hands to the fucking chin.
Sorry to interrupt you, Rock. I just want to make sure I get this in. Speaking of prosthetic work, Gabe Bartolos, the director of Skinned Deep, which we did on the Star Wars show, did the effects for this.
Yeah.
Wait.
No.
You did Skin Deep because of the condom fucking scene?
Skinned. It's a different movie. Not Skin Deep with John Ritter.
Yeah, I thought they were talking about Skin Deep with John Ritter, and that's what I thought. Because we did a segment. This Johnny gave us this segment where it was like Star Wars adjacent stuff, since there's no Star Wars stuff to
okay.
talk about. And one of the choices was Skinned Deep, but I thought the same thing as you, that it was Skin Deep with John Ritter with the glowing lightsaber cockfight. And I was like,
Right.
oh, that's how loosely tied to Star Wars it is. But no, Skinned Deep, because it had
like a skinned
Warwick
knee.
Davis in it.
Yeah, because
like
Warwick Davis was in it, and he played a psycho killer who used plates as weapons. Like he would throw plates.
Odd Job? Like, that's stupid.
Yes, it is. It is not
MZ,
a
have you ever seen Skinned Deep?
No.
You should. I think. I mean, obviously, I know you like Gabe Bartola, so
yes,
it's worth a watch. It's not the greatest film, but there is some very interesting,
There's some moments.
fun stuff. Yeah,
I'm a big fan of his. I'm not so sure if he's a big fan of mine, if he ever knew, but
you sat next to him.
No, but I told you about the story.
Yeah, I forget the details, but I remember. Yeah, you said some shit on like Fango on the Fango boards or something.
You want the lowdown on this?
It's up to you, man.
I'll make this quick because I really want to get to the review.
Yep.
Back in the early days of what was it, MySpace.
Speaking of MySpace,
I had Gabe Bartolos as a friend, and you know how you sent. If you guys had MySpace, I don't know, but there were these things called flares that you would send out to people. And,
did you poke him?
No. Well, what happened was I sent him a flare. Just randomly. It wasn't anything special, just a random flare, and
with flare.
At some point, then I went to work. Then when I came back from work, I get a message from Bartolos saying, in abbreviated terms, he's like, he's really pissed off at me because he says that the flare that I sent him had a virus attached to it that had totally fucked up his computer. And no, I'm like, because didn't you read my thing when I said, my post when I said, don't send me any flares, don't send me. I'm like, I never saw it. I didn't say this to him, but I'm saying to myself, I never saw it. I have no idea what he's talking about. Then when I'm going through my space, just looking around, I see his message and I'm like, oh shit, I had no idea. I had zero clue on this. So, this was back around maybe 2005, 2006, 2007, somewhere around there. And then back in 2016, Wolfie and I, we hit the Boston Underground Film Festival, and here comes a guy walking around looking for a place to sit. I have a seat to my right, one lone seat there. Is anybody sitting there? No, go right ahead. Wolfie clues me in. Shit, you're right. And I'm thinking to myself, the entire time I'm thinking to myself, should I tell him? Should I tell him that was me? No. Because there's only two people that know this story. At this time.
Hey, by the way, I gave you herpes.
That know that story, okay? And that's him and me. And what are the odds that he would run into the guy that
game of virus
accidentally sent him a virus through the computer? It was completely unintentional, and I felt terrible about it. But I felt like I had to tell him. Ultimately, I didn't because I'm still alive. But I really felt like I should have told him, But in all honesty, what are the odds of that happening where the guy I accidentally sent a virus to his computer to would be sitting right next to me? You
know how this story ends the best way possible is you do tell him and you guys rectify. And then when he goes home, you've actually given him like the flu, like a literal contagious virus, that he goes home and then you get another message 3 days later. It's like, you piece of shit, you infected me in real life, you piece of shit.
Sorry, I gave you COVID.
I felt terrible about it. I really did. And I really felt like I owed him an explanation and offer up my apologies, really. But ultimately,
He's like, my fucking masterpiece film script was on that computer and it fucking died, you son of a bitch. He'd probably kick your ass.
I would say a brawl breaks out.
I wouldn't blame him if he did, but still, I'm more in awe over the odds of him sitting next to me.
Yeah, it is crazy, right?
It's just insane thinking that.
That is a weird series of events to have had that interaction in a virtual realm very early on, and kind of, I'm sure you felt kind of bad. It's like, hey, I kind of like this guy, and I've managed to fucking make me target zero for his ire through this
Target
thing.
Zero.
Like,
yeah,
that's his new name.
Imagine if I said to him, Gabe, I got to tell you something. Remember back around 2006, 2007, somewhere around there, when someone inadvertently, through MySpace, somebody sent you a virus? He's like, and I can picture it. He'd be like, yeah.
I want to kill that guy.
Yeah.
Well, I'd be like, well, that was me.
He's like, you son of a bitch, I've been tracking you for years. I'm gonna kick your fucking ass.
I could just picture Steve pouring from his ears.
Man gets brutally beat at.
There was only two people that would ever know that: him and myself.
Man gets brutally beat at Boston Underground Film Festival.
What if, like, you had this beautiful interaction with him in that moment, and like you rectified and you apologized and he accepted and you became friends, and then when he goes home, it's like fucking Steve Buscemi and fucking Billy Madison,
He
where he
crosses your name off the list,
marks you off the fucking list on the wall. It just says MySpace kid. He just
MySpace kid.
Lester, I love you so much.
That is a bizarre series of events.
That is,
I
yeah.
really felt bad.
I remember you said.
I love how you
told
hurt
that
the
story.
ones you love.
Yeah.
I really felt bad.
So, moral of the story: never click on anything that MZ sends you.
Yeah.
I don't. I have so many things I have not looked on.
Well, Ravenchow doesn't know how to click, so he's still learning.
I barely read half the time.
I remember very early on when I started chatting with Ravenshot a little bit extracurricularly right around the pandemic time during the squeaky shit, and I think I remember Marion sending me a message at one point saying like he doesn't know how to do anything other than the blue thumb. He hasn't figured out smile and everything. And I'm sitting here going, what?
Oh God.
I can do the heart and the face thing now.
The heart and the face thing.
Caring, they call it.
You must be very proud.
Hey man, everybody adapts to technology at their own pace.
What am I gonna do with that? But no, that's awesome. I love that everybody that somehow sits next to you, you fucked up their day at some point.
You're the existential turd in the punch bowl, MZ, is basically what they're telling you.
Like
It's
you've
like-
sat next to so many legends and you fucked up all their days. I love you.
You're the fart in the elevator for fucking random celebrity.
Fart in the elevator.
Pretty much. Yeah.
Like 6 degrees of fucking up a celebrity's day, and Monster Zero, I have that in 4. Like,
But I
Was
wonder
it
what he
Name That
would do
Tune?
I wonder what he would do if I ever did tell him, hey, that was me that did that.
don't tell him.
Well, no, I'm not going to tell him. He's nowhere around me right now.
Don't send him a fucking flare.
No.
Evil Corny says he would have taken that computer out of MZ's ass.
That shit cost $12,000. I'm taking $12,000 of your ass.
That was more than my guarantee, motherfucker.
I felt terrible.
I bought that with my advance. You fucker.
Yeah. I paid my electricity with that advance, motherfucker.
But see, to be fair, I've always had that fear as well that if I truly met somebody that I was like a huge admirer of, that something awkward would happen. Like, I have met some celebrities before, but not ones that are like so iconic to me that I would be nervous to shake their hand or something. So like my fear would be like I'm fucking, you know, I'm in the presence of like Kate Beckinsale, and at the moment she's like hi, and you go to say hi, I would just rip a big horrendous fart that like evacuates a quarter mile. That would be how my interaction would end up happening. So I feel for you.
The fucking paint's chipping.
Her face looks like Tot from Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Yeah. It's like she was a Nazi holding a fucking medallion. And
All right,
melting.
let's talk about
Okay,
this
let's
movie.
get to this movie.
All right.
Oh,
So
watch the movie?
Gabe Bartolos, sorry if you're listening to this. You can go ahead and send a challenge to MZ, and we'll have a fight on air.
Oh yeah.
All right, so Destroy All Neighbors. Let's see. Okay, so I read all the stuff. Oh, Rocky was doing his first impression. That's right.
We're still on the first impression?
Well, I interrupted you to mention something. Gabe Bartolos, that's what it was. And then MZ told the story. So if you have anything else, Rock, feel free to.
Just real fast, like I said, love the prosthetic on Vlad. There were some moments I really liked on this. We'll get deeper into it. First impression, though, I was enjoying where it was going, and then it just kind of got a bit clunky on me. So we'll talk about it in depth later. But yeah, first impression, I love the first 25 minutes. I was totally in.
All right. MZ, how about you?
Well, it's funny. When you see poster art for this movie, you know kind of what you're going to get.
Yep.
Yeah.
And a lot more of these kind of movies are coming out lately.
Yep.
I mean, last year it was like Kids versus Aliens and Onyx,
The Fortuitous and the Talisman of Souls.
Yeah. I mean, that kind of poster art. So you kind of know what you're going to get. Whether or not you're going to like it or not, that's a completely different story. But you could tell that just by the poster art that you're going to for a rather unconventional type of film. That being said, I saw Alex Winter's name. I'm immediately drawn to it. Learning about, Randy Heller, is that her name? Now that I found, I heard of the name before, it just didn't click on, that was her. But I thought, okay, cool, anything with Alex Winter, I'm like I said, I'm drawn to. And when I saw Gabe Bartolos was doing the effects, the practical effects at that, I was like really drawn into it because I always liked his work.
Yeah, he does good work.
And I noticed that Alex Winter, he's doing a lot more of those kind of movies lately now, where he's under a lot of prosthetics, and I don't mind that. And the fact that now he's getting ready to, possibly doing Bill and Ted 4, possibly some more effects will be done with him.
When's Freaked 2?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, he's excellent in Freaked. And,
we need Freak 2.
I would love to see a Freak 2.
Freak 2. Freak out.
Because he directed that too, right?
He's still alive. Did he direct that? I think he did.
Yeah, he did. He did. Yeah.
Yeah. And so when you get Alex Winter under a bunch of prosthetic, you're in for a wild time. And so I was eager to see just how wild this was going to get.
All right, Michael Ravenshadow, have you seen Freaked?
I
figured. Mr. T is a bearded lady.
Yeah, baby. It was in rotation
so
a lot on HBO Cinemax back in the Dizzle.
Yep.
And I totally popped for it. Like I said, I thought Alex Winter was going to be the standout. I also bet on Marty Jannetty. Who saw that coming? But I would echo the sentiments of my sick brother MZ, where much like Onyx the Fortuitous and the Technicolor Dreamcoat, it had a poster that like bugs the fucking shit out of me.
It bugs
Like,
the
not that
shit
it's-
out of you?
Yeah, it's not that it's bad.
I thought MZ
but
was saying that he liked the poster. Am I mistaken? You don't like that poster, MZ?
Oh no! I'm saying the poster is fine. I'm just saying when you see a poster like this, you kind of know what you're going to get, given the history of other posters that are in the same vein.
Okay.
And that's what I'm echoing the sentiments of that. Like, it's like, okay, well, it can go either way. Like, this can be awesome or it can be trying too hard. You know, and I was pleasantly wrong with Onyx the Fortuitous and the
Talisman of
Chamber of
Souls.
Secrets. What?
Chamber of Secrets?
Singrants. Yeah.
You should go in the
It's
chamber for that, Raven Shadow.
Yeah.
Chamber.
Onyx
I
the
like that.
A Prisoner of Azkaban.
Oh,
Yeah.
Rocky, that was from the movie Onyx the Fortuitous and the Talisman of Souls. If you haven't seen it, you should check it out.
I was just about to say I was going to watch that this weekend because I did hear you guys talk about it a few weeks back. Was it a few weeks back when you guys did it?
Yeah, December.
Yeah. So I was finally going to get around to sort of watching it, and it was on my queue for things to watch over the weekend. So the fact that you're bringing it up now is ironic as fuck. But yeah, no, that sounds like my kind of jam. So.
All right, Raven
Right,
Shadow,
but it had that
continue.
like that kind of like, okay, we're doing a comedy, we might try to be outrageous, whatever the fuck. But I was pleasantly surprised
By
with
this
it.
one?
With this one too.
Are you asking a question?
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure if he was talking about Fortuitous or talking about this one. I wasn't sure which
Yeah,
one.
it seems like we're talking more about Fortuitous than we are about this film.
I gotta take a big old shit.
And we read the papers.
You see the movie, you'll see what that scene means. But no, but like, it's one of those like, fucking one of these fucking movies. But I was intrigued from the first 20 minutes, like Rock said. That's first impressions. What the fuck? I'm telling you what it is. And I'm like,
He wasn't more impressed than that, Johnny.
yeah.
All right, so I'll go ahead and give mine, and then we'll dive in and discuss a little bit
I thought
deeper.
it was a very extensive.
Oh, what?
What?
Were you defending me to Rocky just so you could take center stage and make fun of me?
No.
He didn't want to be one up to Rock.
Yeah,
No. I love you, Wolfie, and you know that. You are the Paul Levesque to my Sean Waltman.
I don't know who Paul Levesque is.
You are the Triple H to my X.
Paul Levesque. That's how you say his name. It's a silent S,
Well,
okay?
I have a New England accent.
And you have bad eyes.
Medical problems.
You're coming at everybody's eyes tonight. You were giving me shit about the picture I sent you. I had blown up a picture of text to just highlight the one section for him to read. And all of a sudden I get back and it's like, Jesus, how bad are your fucking eyes, old man? Well, I just come from an eye doctor where I found out I got to get an injection in my eye. And I'm like, really, motherfucker?
See, they fucking laugh, Rock. They fucking laugh at us.
But we could have made fun of him for the first 20 minutes of tonight, and you didn't want to hurt his feelings.
Well,
If
he
I
carried
were
me
you,
home lots of times.
if I were you, I would have been holding his mouth open for MZ to shove his cock in.
Jesus. Wow. That's a little much.
To be fair, Wolfie kept my mouth closed on lots of those nights.
See, here's like if your eyesight's that bad, you couldn't see if they were open anyway.
All right.
What's going on right now?
What's going on is I'm going to give my first impression.
I thought you did already.
No, I didn't say anything. So obviously this movie is appealing to a lot of things that I like. It's a horror movie. It's a horror comedy. It features a musician trying to make a sort of magnus opus, if you will, Raven Shadow. I know you like that statement.
I do.
And also has some great performances. or great actors, Alex Winter, and prosthetics. And it also features a story that at its core, I feel like most people, maybe not all, but most people can relate to in some way, you know.
Some more than others.
Yes, some more than others for sure. I can relate to it. And so that was, you know, I like when a movie can sort of not really it's not masking its message, but it's presenting it in a way that is demonstrative. Like you can see it play out and it's fun and it's funny. But when you take the sort of core of the story and you think about it, it's really about, I mean, in a way, it's about sort of like the creative process and having, you can call it writer's block, or like having difficulty in trying to get your creativity out, and being a perfectionist and being distracted and procrastinating and all these things. And, you know, as creatives, most of us have done some sort of creative thing. You know, granted, we're not, you know, our personal, I'll amend it by saying our personal great creative things haven't really made much money. Right. Yeah. Rocky's disembodied balls of Paul Lind haven't made him any money yet. But, you know, Rocky's Jesus Christ. Rocky's got he's got some albums out there. And, you know, I've dabbled in music, and for my day job, I do creative work, and, you know, it gets seen by thousands of people. So I can understand, and I get it, that sometimes it's difficult to sort of, you know, get the drive and the motivation to do what you got to do, or do what you should do. So I think at its heart, like, I really like the message that was, you know, played out on screen.
Especially when you're surrounded by assholes. I think that's the other purpose.
Surrounded by assholes.
Anything done surrounded by assholes.
So yeah, so for me, I liked a lot of what was happening on screen. And, you know, was it a perfect film? You know, I think we'll get to that. But was it fun? I think it had all the elements there to make for a fun movie. So yeah, for me, you know, we'll get into it a little bit deeper, but this sort of met whatever expectations I might have had. And as a big fan of prog music, prog metal, especially, I loved that this dude was making a fucking prog rock album. Like,
some of those comments.
Yeah.
Of him defending Prague was fucked up.
Yeah. It was fucking great. So I liked a lot of the in-jokes, and I think it actually made sense that he was doing prog, because he said it sort of like makes the promise of doing everything. And, you know, and so in a way, I thought it was really funny that he was trying to make like this prog rock album. So yeah, for me, it kind of lived up to the hype that I had built up for it, and delivered on like I thought the practical effects were fucking awesome. So I really loved the practical effects and loved a lot of the stuff that we saw on screen with this. So yeah, for me, that's what I'll say for now, but let's dive in a little deeper and talk about more about this. The other thing I want to bring up is the score. One thing that really fucking pulled me in was that score and the opening credits. I thought, like, really fucking nailed it. And I was like, okay, like, a lot of times nowadays, movies don't put much into the opening credits. And I feel like it's a great opportunity to draw your audience in. And I thought they fucking nailed it with the opening credits with this, with the music and just the way that they were stylized.
My wife turned to me because she watched it with me this evening. She turned to me and she was like, "Is this an older movie from the 80s?" And I giggled. I was like, "No." She was like, "Really?" I'm like, "Yeah." She swore we were about to watch something from 1983.
Yeah, the music was good, and that opening sequence, the opening credit sequence, that was excellent.
Yeah.
That I mean, when you put that much effort into a opening credit sequence like that, it draws your attention and it makes you, okay, well, if they did this for just the opening credits, what's the rest of the film going to be like? So
yeah,
I especially like those opening credits. Well done, colorful, inventive,
almost very Doctor Who-ian.
Yeah,
Doctor Who-ian. Yeah,
See
I
that?
would say Doctor Who-ian, also very Transformers the movie-ish as well. I would throw that in.
All right, see that. All right, so let's talk about the performances. So I'm not all that familiar with Jonah Ray on MST3K. Have you guys familiar with his? Yeah. And what do you think about him as an actor now?
I don't think he's a terrible actor. I think he's he put in a standard performance for what the role entailed, for what the narrative for the film was. I don't think it was to the point where no one else could do what he did.
Yeah,
but
sure.
I mean, for what the material called for, he did an admirable job. It's not going to be, performance of the year. But,
you know who he reminds me of visually, and even the way some of his reactions were to situations. And his name's escaping me. He's written a million sitcoms and comedy films. He's the tall, skinny, lanky British guy with the glasses. He's got a very long face. Very prevalent writer for like the last. He worked on both Offices, I believe, both the British and the American one. God, his name's escaping me, but he's acted in quite a few sitcoms and stuff as well. But this guy looked like the American version of him in all his mannerisms, facial features, and everything. And its name is escaping me now. Crap. Yeah, it'll come to me. But anyway, this guy reminded me of him as far as the way he presented himself, the character he was playing, everything, his mannerisms was like the American version of that guy.
Yeah, and he also he was in a movie we did just last month as well. He was in Satanic Hispanics. He played Malcolm in The Hammer of Zanzibar.
That's right.
He was the one that wielded the hammer.
Yeah.
I gotta see that movie.
Oh, Rocky, you're gonna love that one specifically. It's an anthology, so you're gonna love that one.
It's got your name written all over it.
Oh my God! Now I'm like both frightened and curious. What says me?
I don't want to say. You'll have to see it.
And it was the vignette called the something of Zanzibar.
The Hammer of Zanzibar.
The Hammer of Zanzibar. All right. I might move that up the list of things to watch this weekend, because I know that you guys have covered a few things in the past few weeks that I've been putting on that. I need to get to that list.
So yeah, I thought he was good. I like. I don't know if he plays guitar, but a lot of times in movies like this, when you have a character who's a musician, like I feel like they just don't
line up.
Yeah, it doesn't line up.
Nothing lined up in this at all. That drives me crazy.
Well, actually, I was going to disagree. I was going to disagree and say that I didn't get the impression that he, if he doesn't play any, that I think they just did a good job of cutting away.
Well, I mean, when he did the finger tapping and stuff, that was kind of relatively close to what was going on. It wasn't exact, but some of the stuff with the drums and the keyboards were driving me crazy. Because, like, for instance, The Crow, as much as I love The Crow, nothing makes my skin crawl like him playing guitar on the rooftop, and none of it is synced up.
Yeah,
it drives me nuts.
They could have got anybody to literally do that, Yeah. So I thought he's charismatic, and I think he also sympathetic. Like I felt like watching him, like you could feel sort of like some of the struggle he was going through in this role, especially the struggle with his partner and just trying to be able to do his thing, and you just kind of feel bad for him, right?
I think we've all lived in an apartment that's been relatively similar to that. Like seeing this reminded me of living in the townhouses at Rivers Point when I was down in the States. It was very reminiscent of you got the crazy chick that's probably on meth 2 doors down. You got the college kids across the street. You You got the old lady next door with the dog who's constantly shitting on your doormat, you know.
Wow, you had an interesting experience there, I guess.
That's a whole story. I could do a movie. I could do a sequel to this from living there in 1993.
Oh man. So that stuff all worked for me, and I think the characters who make up sort of like the rest of his, I don't know if you can call it crew or whatever you want to call them. I thought they were all fucking great. Like Alex Winter as Vlad was hilarious.
Vlad was the best thing about this movie to me. Like the prosthetic, the character, everything. You know, his Russian accent with the fucking dance music fucking thing was killing me because I know those guys. So that prosthetic work on Vlad was awesome. Out of all the stuff that was in this flick that was good practically, his suit was fantastic.
Yeah. I totally agree. Yeah, the suit for Vlad was just incredible.
Yeah.
Very well done, especially the face with the
chin
texture and the skin and the chin and the way the eyes and the ears, the oversized ears because of his age and
the almost Lemmy-sized moles that he had.
It's funny you say that. There was definitely a little bit of Lemmy there for me. Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Lemmy Snickets.
What was weird? Okay, are we just jumping into it now? Or are we going stage by stage?
No.
So so the first thing that kind of got odd for me when it started happening was when he was watching the bass player tutorial thing on fucking YouTube as he's going everywhere on his phone.
Yeah.
And so, but I was like, okay, fine. I've done that too. Like when I'm trying to lift a song for a gig or something, I have it playing on in someone's tutorial real quick, just pick up finger positions and stuff. So it wasn't out that wild. But what happened for me was the turnaround with the croissant guy in relation to that fucking threw me. I was like, wait, what?
Yeah.
So
it's funny that bum interaction, wanting the croissant, reminds me of a real life interaction I had years ago, because I work in the downtown area of our city, and I would go either get butts at the newsroom or get a slice of pizza, whatever the fuck. But there'd be a bum that he couldn't talk.
I don't know if they call them bums anymore, by the way. Like, just saying, I don't think we call them bums anymore.
Well, this guy was
I mean, I don't know if it's wrong. It's just I don't know. I haven't heard anyone use that word in years, so I don't know if that's.
He's not listening.
You never know.
Shadow's an old-fashioned guy. He's still trying to learn how to use
I'm pretty sure he doesn't have Wi-Fi because
he just figured out emoticons fucking a year ago.
But I'm not specifically talking about this one guy.
So all right, so he's a potentially
homeless person,
degenerate drug user.
Was he always hitting you up for change? Because
let's go back to bum. Okay, let's go back to bum.
Yeah. Yeah. So he was transient.
There you go. And for all your transmetropolitan people out there, they'll know what that is.
I don't want to offend our transient Patreons, but yeah, so he couldn't talk, but he would flick. He would have pages where he would like have sayings, and I'd give him like a butt periodically. Every day I'd give him a butt, and one day I didn't have a cigarette to give him, and he communicated in a jumbled way because he couldn't talk, and threw a fucking lit match at me. And I said, "Motherfucker, now I'm never gonna give you a fucking cigarette."
You should have threw a baby at him.
Yeah, well, I didn't have a baby. Not in Italy, bro. Babies grow on trees over in fucking Naples. I'll tell you that much. But you Rocky, all right? Don't kill Leaf Garrett again.
They're coming out the ground here.
I want tacos so much right now. But yeah, so I got thrown. He threw a match at me. So well, fuck you. So I could relate to the croissant give. I gave you the croissant one time. I'm not your croissant dealer.
Croissant dealer.
You you can make a killing in Quebec, eh?
Hey, hey, buddy.
The thing with this movie is for me, it had so many things that I did like and so many things I really wanted to like. My problem with this is for it to have been such a short runtime, and when it first started, I was very pleased with how they were pacing it. Like it was paced really well. Everything kept moving. And then somewhere at about the fucking 35, 40-minute mark, it felt like the train was starting to wobble off the rails a bit, and it was starting to lose me. It did sort of bring it back by the time, pretty much after he meets out of Vlad costume fucking Alex Winter in the police station, it started to jump back on again a little bit for me. But it did get really wobbly in the middle, and some of the because so much of it is sort of a deadpan delivery in a lot of the comedic scenes, like it's very matter-of-factly just in the moment scenes that are they hit flat and then they jump and move on. There's no pausing to stew in the comedy or whatever. It literally keeps moving. That when some of the things weren't working and it was trying to quick jump like that, I think that's what made it start to get janky for me in the middle. But like I said, that first 25, 30 minutes were great, and they did kind of stick a landing. But in the middle, it got a little shaky for me. So that sort of affected where I was at the beginning to towards the end. But all the performances were great. From Miss LaRusso, who as much as we're talking about the great practical effects, the first scene where he talks to her in the morgue on the table, like that
looked
face
awesome
and
too.
jaw were doing some shit, man. That was like,
That I thought the special effects on that looked awesome as well.
It did look great. There was just some of the jaw movement that was really bothering me when the dialogue was being delivered. But other than that, it was creepy and weird enough. Like, does that make sense?
Yeah. I mean, I know what you're saying, Rock, and I'm almost on in the same boat with you, Rock, on what you said, because like the first 25 minutes, it didn't completely have me, but I knew where this was, what they were trying to do here. I think they went to the well once too many times on a couple of jokes.
Gags, yeah.
The first of all, the croissant. I mean, I think they just went to the well once too many times, maybe twice too many times on that. Because every time you saw him, the croissant. All right, we get it. The guy wants a croissant. The guy doesn't have a croissant. We get it. And also with the landlady who needs our hero to fix whatever.
Everything.
There is a reason for this, though.
Right.
It's.
Go ahead.
Yeah, it's sort of. These are the things that they're impediments to him. It's what's keeping him from becoming who he wants to be and for finishing what he wants to do. It's like these nagging thoughts that you have that you can't do it, or that you're distracted or whatever. That's why they did it that way.
I get it. I just didn't particularly care for it.
That's fine.
I just felt that it was going too far. I mean, because we already know he's a high-strung individual. He's trying to get an album out. He's trying to get some music prepared, and he can't seem to do it. And artists, I mean, as far as I can tell, artists are a very, what's the word I'm looking for? A very jumpy bunch,
Sporadic.
The slightest thing, if they're in the moment and they're trying to figure something out, the slightest thing will throw them completely off. Am I right about that?
The 100% about the premise of this movie, where he was trying to get it done, because like, as I can attest, even for that album that I just put out, should have been out the April after the pandemic started. And it took me 2 more years to finally get around to finishing crap, purely because of things like that. It wasn't like I had anything better to do. I was stuck in my house for a couple of years, but I was still able to be like, oh, well, I gotta do this thing. I gotta clean out this closet. It's always something that my brain's like, oh, well, you should go work on that. But instead, let's, maybe we should put a good clean on the toilet today, so every little thing's just like, oh, there's something else to do. So that part I got, and it could relate to with this for sure.
Now, in regards to Vlad, again, great prosthetic effects on Alex Winter, top-notch work. The problem I had with Vlad was that, well, he spoke with a very thick Russian accent. His English was very broken, and you could understand him what he's saying, in quiet situations like the time when he's having coffee with his girlfriend / wife, whoever it was, and the police come over and they they're buying into his story and into her story, but
awesome.
not into our hero's story. And I'm fine with that. But when things start getting loud in his apartment and the music is playing and it's really, really loud, I had a really hard time understanding what Vlad was saying. And when you mix that in with the thick Russian accent, the broken English, it makes it almost unbearable to listen to. Now, I have no ear for music, okay? I know nothing about music. But that's not the point here. But I just wish that the mixing in the sound of the music in relation to what Vlad was saying was a little bit more clear. I felt that it was just too messed up. It just came across to me like a bunch of noise.
Once again,
his body movements was fun, and it was funny to watch and everything like that. But trying to hear what he was saying, forget it. It was just.
Once again, I think that was intentional. Like for me personally, the way I interpreted it is that the music was supposed to be loud and distracting in that moment. I didn't necessarily have as much of a problem with it as you did, I don't think, but I think that that could have also been intentional.
I don't know because by the way, what's our hero's name? I forget.
Oh shit.
It is William.
William,
Yeah.
That's right. William.
I was going to say Thomas Brown, but it's William Brown.
William. But he's talking. Vlad is talking to him, and he's understanding everything that he's saying. William is understanding everything. Through the mixture of all nothing but please stop, please stop, please stop. He is answering his questions and trying to talk to the guy, and responding to what Vlad is saying. So I don't know if I fully believe that. I mean, it's possible. It's likely, but I don't know.
I think that a lot of it is the engineering of the sound, because every scene they did, even when everything was audible, it still sounded like they had too much of the natural room sound when they recorded stuff, because everything had the echo when they were in the hall of the building. Yeah. It had an echo when they were in Vlad's place versus being in Will's place. You had the different dynamic changes in the echo that you would hear in certain. There was a lot of natural ambient sound being used in the sound of the film itself. So I think that's also why Vlad sounded muffled, because I'm pretty sure that stereo was actually playing on set, and what we're hearing was actually in the room on the mic through a lot of that. So
I don't know, but I would disagree with that. I think when you're filming a movie and you have a budget, like, you want control of all of that mix. So I don't know. I don't know if that's the case, but that's just me.
It just felt that way to me. So like I said, yeah, it could not be the case. Absolutely. It just seemed to, in tying into what MZ was saying about being unable to hear Vlad during some of the sequences, which it totally could have been intentional on playing on the gag that you can't understand what this fucker's saying. I don't know, but I just felt like all the rooms had a openness.
Mm-hmm.
Like Raven Shadow's moist mouth.
Thank you.
Creepy Girl says, I felt like the music in it was too much, and sometimes it was so much I couldn't pay attention to what was going on. So kind of what you were saying, MZ.
Yeah.
Overwhelming for me, and I'm a person that loves rock. She said main actor was boring, but I did love the special effects. So
I mean, he was trying to be like the winger from Stripes. You know, he can't get a he lost his job. His girlfriend / wife, whatever, is
You can't leave, all the plants will die.
Yeah, you know, I mean, it was basically a John Winger situation from Stripes, where his whole life is falling apart before his eyes, one after another, after another, after another. And it's an interesting scenario to see how somebody so early on in that film is going to pick himself up. But in Williams' retribution, as the film progresses and situations that that happen here, I don't know if he really fully his retribution as the film continues, it like you said, Rocky, it feels clunky. It doesn't it sticks the landing somewhat, but not fully, not to the appreciation that I would like.
Right.
You know? The jokes, I feel a lot of the jokes don't land correctly. They feel,
especially in the middle block.
Yeah, they feel very, very stagnant. And, it just didn't. For some reason, they just didn't feel right. They were just stale. They were just sitting there. You know, the jokes just didn't land as far as I was concerned. For a majority of them. Now, to see Vlad's disembodied head sitting on a floor while they're laying on the floor, was it William and Vlad and whoever the other guy was, I forget who, but
Philip,
Pigman.
Yeah, Philip. I can't remember what did they call him? Yeah, Pigman. Yeah,
Pigman. And they're just laying there on the floor, just like reminiscing, and you see Vlad's disembodied head just laying there. The visual is hysterical, but the payoff of what they're discussing and the humor of what they're discussing loses focus. And a lot of the jokes really didn't land well for me.
And there's two parts I had issue with for the visual effects thing. And usually when you're watching a movie of this ilk, I won't get tied up in the minutia of something being quote unquote unrealistic. But part of what bugged me is when he impaled Vlad, when the whole Vlad situation went down, and the way the pipe went through, like there's no way that blood would gush out from the center of the pipe. Like there's no way for blood to get into the pipe to gush out the center. That kind of bugged me. I'm like, wait a minute.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense, because how can gush out the pipe when the pipe
this is a horror comedy we're talking about. It's not fucking science fiction.
Well, I know, but I'm saying
there's a certain law of physics that you got to abide by.
No, you don't. It's a horror comedy. Does Evil Dead 2 acknowledge all physics, laws of physics?
Like that.
Exactly.
I don't think you can put a chainsaw on a nub
Yeah.
hand.
Can you put a chainsaw on a nub hand? Does blood fly out of walls?
Actually, you can. You can put a chainsaw on a hand.
Well, it's actually not a hand. It's a nub.
Let him drive over to your house and show you, motherfucker.
I mean, you guys can say what you want to say, but it's a horror comedy, and it's a little silly to nitpick.
Yeah,
the blood came out of there's a dude named Vlad who is like this Russian sort of demon almost guy who gets his head cut off. That part's fine. They can carry her on the head, no problem there. But when blood comes out of a fucking pipe, when there's no blood there, it's bullshit.
This happened in real life.
It took me out of the experience, man. Shit, I was out after that.
Jesus.
You know what it is? It's because maybe it's more. I should be looking at it more as an observation rather than a criticism.
Yeah, ain't a fucking documentary.
An observation rather than a criticism, because I just feel that, while what Rocky's saying is correct, it in the grand scheme of things in this film, does it really even matter?
Well, exactly.
No, it doesn't matter. It's just an observation.
It doesn't matter.
That being said, this thing had the potential to be a lot of fun. It kicked off well. It did have a direction towards the end with your stereotypical, devil went down to Georgia musician moment kind of thing that always seems to happen in Pick a Destiny or, whatever the case may be, School of Rock or whatever. It all comes down to some sort of big musical thing when it's a musical based film. So it had all the components. I just think, like what MZ said with some of the jokes falling flat and the clunkiness in the middle, like if they had managed to spend the time to really make it cohesive, this could have been one of those cult things that's kind of like you go back and revisit every once in a while. Yeah. But unfortunately, I don't think this has that. It doesn't really have it. The thing is the charm relies on the peripheral characters, from Vlad to, Mrs. LaRusso to even his girlfriend. Like, I did get a chuckle out of at the end when she shows up with the cops and he asks, "What are you doing here?" He's like, "I don't know. They called and told me to come down here and talk to you." They had been broken up kind of thing. So some of those jokes worked and would have made great bookends if they had just tightened up that middle.
Well, I felt that joke went on also. Another joke that went on too long. I think they milked it a little bit too long, where they kept going back to her talking into the megaphone
during the song.
Then something's going on inside. They go back. She's talking into the megaphone again. I just felt like they milked the jokes way too much in this.
And who played the head cop when they showed up? That old dude. I know that guy.
Yeah, he was somebody. The bald guy.
The main old cop that showed up at the very end.
Phil Hendry.
I know him from somewhere.
I think he sold you a dime bag back in Georgia.
Georgia.
But no, I like.
He does voices in Rick and Morty. Gene Vagina, Principal Vagina.
Principal Vagina.
Yeah.
The principal vagina, not the peripheral vagina.
Yeah, no, it's wise to know the difference.
But MZ said exactly right. That did go on too long. They didn't need to keep bringing her back into the montage that was going on with the quote unquote final boss fight jam thing.
But that was the point of that, though. That was the point for her to stall him.
With the story from
whatever. Like, she's broken up with him, but she's being a good sister and
sister rating out of 10.
Out of 10.
She was helping him to completion.
She's doing the gimmick and like
she kind of was.
I hear what you're saying about John Winger, but I don't think the same character, MZ. Our hero was kind of a sad sack chooch, kind of a Mama Luke.
Mama Luke. Do you have any other words to describe him?
What?
Mama Leo, Mama Luke.
No, he's a chooch to Mama Luke. Like, he's a fucking sad sack.
I have never heard that term in my life.
And no one has ever heard those two words back to back. Chooch and Mama Luke.
Chooch and Mama Luke. Yeah, he's definitely Mama Luke.
Mama Luke Skywalker.
That's a 70s road flick I want to see this summer coming. Chooch and Mama Luke. It's like Leadfoot and what the fuck was the name of that movie?
Lightfoot.
Yeah.
Brown Shoe.
Yeah. It's kind of like that. Chooch and Mama Luke.
Chooch and Mama Chong.
Oh, Thunderfoot and Lightfoot.
Yeah, Thunderbolt and
Lightfoot.
Yeah. So it's kind of like Cheech Marin and fucking Tyler Perry are in fucking Chooch and Mama Luke.
I'm thinking of Brown Shoe and 10 Speed. Don't mind me.
Yeah, Brown Shoe and 10 Speed. Yep.
Oh, like Mother Jugs and Speed. That's a
Mother Jugs and Speed. Yep. There you go. You're in the vibe now.
I actually have no idea what you guys are talking about right now.
Seriously, you've never seen any of those old 70s road movies, man?
That's
not the last couple you've talked about.
Really? Thunderbolt, Lightfoot, and
Brown Shoe and 10 Speed was a detective TV show.
Yeah.
That starred Jeff Goldblum.
Oh,
that's right. A very young Jeff Goldblum.
Yes,
yeah. You can get White Shadow in there too.
I don't know. I just.
No, but the thing is, like, Winger was a different kind of sad sack. He was cool. This kid was not fucking cool. This kid was a fucking. I hate to channel my fucking inner fucking Aries, but like.
Oh Lord.
little bit of a millennial. Oh, geez, you know what I mean? Like he's got his problems.
I don't. I didn't think millennial at all. I don't know. I think he was.
I just thought spazzy dork.
I think he was our generation.
Well, Chooch Mama Luke, I still covers it. He was a fucking total chooch, man. And
what?
Oh, gee. I don't know what a chooch is, and I'm almost afraid to look.
But you don't want to be it though. You know enough where you don't want to be a chooch, right?
Chooch Baka.
Yeah, he's like fucking JoJo Starbucks. Like fucking
JoJo Starbucks.
JoJo Starbucks.
Wait, chooch is the term is derived from the Italian word chuccio and means jackass, dummy, idiot, or moron. A chooch is a person who, against better judgment, acts inappropriately. Look at that, Raven Shadow. Look at you.
Look at me.
It's also a slang word for cocaine.
No, I've never called cocaine chooch. I've never.
I'm not saying you did. I'm just saying it's on Urban Dictionary. Slang term for cocaine, similar to snow and blow, best done in lines, although bumps can do the job as well.
That is true. That is, they're not wrong.
Chooch.
But
Chooch
my
Mama
man was a
Looch.
fucking total chooch, dog. Like, he fucking, oh, geez, it's fucking loud. Winger would fucking throw a basketball at that fucking dude across the hall, dude.
Kip Winger?
Kip Winger.
Chooch Mama Looch. Kip Winger.
Oh, yeah.
They're cruising. That's the opening scene of the fucking Chooch Mama Looch movie. They're fucking riding in the car and they're like, she's only 17.
Chooch.
Chooch to the nooch.
Naga Chooch. Oh, yeah.
Chooch. Star Child's back.
Another problem that I had was, and this is not the fault of the film, but the fault of Shudder, I gotta say.
Thank you.
Is that Shudder, in their description of this film, said that makeup effects work and Alex Winter and all this stuff, and they mentioned lots and lots of blood. That's what it said in the description. Lots and lots of blood. And I'm like, this movie is not that bloody.
It's really not.
The bloodiest scene was probably the
Vlad kill.
Not Jigsaw, what's reciprocating saw scene.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, it was okay, but it wasn't anywhere near as gory as I.
It was more vile than the blood in his face during that was the fucking dream sequence where fucking Vlad puked in his mouth.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh my lord.
Yeah.
With the fucking little gimmick,
The drain plug, the little
chain gimmick.
Oh yeah.
I was fucking off my food.
Yeah, no, that was a great scene. Good scene.
It was fucking awesome.
No, it was. It was sick. It was vile. It repulsed you. It repulsed me. I mean, I'm like, because look at the mouth that it's emitting from. I mean, it's just fucking gross,
Yeah, you want a sexy mouth when you want vomit on you.
So it kind of, that scene worked. It set out what it's supposed to do, and it worked. So I had no problem with that scene. That and the scene where he spits on the eye hole, the peephole on the door.
Oh, yeah.
The loogie. How do you spell
The
that?
loogie, yeah.
You knocked on the wall? You didn't tell us about that. See, I was happy that they didn't play that gimmick on longer than it needed to be. Like when the Vlad gimmick where he charmed the girlfriend, he charmed the cops, but he was real to Chooch Mama Luke, William. And I'm glad they didn't play that up much longer because, like, listen, you know, we're all lucky enough to have women in our life. If we said, listen, this motherfucker is saying some fucked up shit, they should believe us, and vice versa. Like,
you basically just described the plot of Watcher. Remember that movie we did where she goes to like the other country, and then her boyfriend didn't believe that guy was like creeping on her. Yeah,
he was a fucking chooch too.
But did any of you guys want that Vlad ceiling fan?
Raven Shadow does.
Yeah,
he's got
Raven
Shadow's ceiling fans in like every fucking room in the Raven Chateau.
Dude, I'm fucking all about the ceiling fan.
I know.
Oh, hell yeah, me too. We got several in our house as well. I'm a firm believer in ceiling fans in the summertime.
Oh yeah, the ceiling fan scene with his head coming towards
and his big fat hands on the blades.
Yeah.
I love.
How about when it's all right? Well, let's get to who is it? Camille, is that his name?
Khalil Nanjiani.
Camille.
Yeah.
Camille.
Yeah, that scene was very funny.
Yeah, it
very
was.
well.
Yeah.
and Khalil was amazing.
Camille. You guys both keep saying it wrong.
What is it?
Camille. I'm sorry. Now you're screwing me up. It's Camille Nanjiani.
Camille. Okay.
Yeah, it's Harold and Camille go to fucking White Castle.
I thought that was a very good scene.
You know, when was this filmed? Like, what was the year that it was in production?
It's probably last
year.
Have
any of that info?
It's probably last year.
Because I'm wondering, this had to be shortly after he got jacked for Immortals, because like he was very firm looking in this one.
Oh, the kid that was the crossing guard? Not the kid, the crossing guard.
The crossing guard? The security guard?
Wasn't he in
the security guard?
Who do you think we're talking about?
Wasn't he in Boring as Fuck Eternals?
Yes.
What? That's what he just said.
He was actually the best part of the Eternals, to be quite fair.
He was also in
the big Asian fella.
He was also in the Obi-Wan Kenobi show.
Yes, he
was. That boy was good. Yeah.
Yeah, but this was after he got jacked for Immortals, because he was looking big in that security guard outfit.
Wait, Immortals or Eternals? What are we talking about here?
Eternals. Yeah.
Yeah. Immortal was in. Wasn't that Henry Cavill?
Yes, Immortals was Henry Cavill and fucking several people.
Immortal Combat. I'm gonna say like Christopher Christopher Lambert.
But yeah, this was arguably, when it comes to the comedy portion of this film, this was arguably the best comedic moment, because the interaction between Will and Camille's character was spot on. They had good rhythms.
Yeah.
You're a rent-a-cop. You can't drive.
He's like, you can sell this cassette on eBay for $400. He's like, why don't you go sell it and then bring me the $400?
What was that line about the 15 fuck yous?
The $14?
Yeah.
No, he said something about the
$414.
Didn't he say something about you can take the 50 fuck yous or something? And
yeah,
I can't remember the line now.
Was it, why would we be friends after you said to go fuck myself or some shit like
that? Yeah. It was really funny.
You think after all that, well, you can't drive. But I think this could have been a legit straight up horror movie. Like, it's in his head, right? Like this normal everyday human being killed a bunch of people. And I felt it was in, spoiler alert, I felt it was in his head.
Well, I mean, if you, yes, I mean, that's the sort of like the, I'm trying to say, like, that's like sort of like what they're trying, the story they're trying to tell is that all the problems are in, he's holding himself back. All the problems are in his head.
Right.
And so that's why they, sort of like had those characters showing up as, as actual characters. It's sort of like the voices in his head.
He's blaming everything and everyone around him for his own procrastination.
Inadequacies.
So yeah, so I was gonna save this for my verdict, but this is ADHD. Like he has ADHD, and it is sort of a good representation of what it's like to have ADHD, like with all these distractions and procrastinations, like especially when he's going to work that first time and like he keeps getting delayed, and so, the landlady, is like, oh, can you do this? And he can't say no. And, so, ends up late for work and all this shit. So, yeah, I think that's, and I actually just looked, cause that was my thought. And I just looked it up to see, and, the director said, let's see. He says, yeah, there's a question. I'm looking, there's an interview on comingsoon.net. And so the interviewer says, it surprised me with the film, despite being music focused, more of the creative struggle of making it. I suppose that was an intention as well. So Jonah Ray says, yeah, I've tried to pitch shows that involve bands or music, and music can be such a divisive thing for people because it's so subjective as an art form. So we just like, it's not so much about music, even though we have a little sideways moment where we're talking about music. We wanted it to be like, this thing means a lot to this person, and people watching can go, oh, I know what it's like to have something that means a lot to me. So that was intentional with us. But, we still get a Peter Gabriel joke in there. And then, so
I drew a dick on your head.
Yeah.
You're a dickhead.
Let me just finish one more quote. Yep. Director Josh Forbes says, also a lot of the movie to me is about having ADHD. Jonah and I have geeked out, commiserated about that, and I feel like prog to me is the most ADD music form. When you have ADD, you have all these ideas and you want to do everything at once, and prog does that. It's full on tilting at windmill stuff. Like maybe you shouldn't have a tuba and a flute and whatever else in that.
That was the thing I was getting a giggle out of in the last jam when he was doing his opus. It was how many different fucking just
the
prog tropes were thrown in there. Yeah. They were like fucking all in the Emerson, Lake and Palmer joke's funny. Fucking
oh yeah, he's like that sounds like Emerson got bent over by Lake and Palmer.
Yeah,
fucked by Lake and Palmer. Yeah.
But that musical piece like jumped from the fucking classical fucking fast fretted guitar stuff to all of a sudden he's playing the fucking very broke fucking guitar piece in the middle, and then it all jumps back into operatic fucking classic rock. It was just fucking all over the place.
Yeah.
But so back on real fast to touch back on 2 points in the speaking of the practical effects thing, I wanted to bring up 2 things. Fucking first of all, when fucking croissant guy starts making out with the fucking corpse lady.
Oh yeah.
You still got something in you? Just fucking that was just part of me was like, just let it go a little bit further to make it just so uncomfortable. Like I felt like they could have gone just a little further with it to make you get a fucking cringe before they fucking cut. Okay, let's go, kind of thing. And then the other thing I kind of got a chuckle out of, because I don't think it's ever been done before, was seeing Vlad's intestines playing.
The drums, yeah. That's pretty great.
That was better than the fucking octopus and Aquaman playing fucking songs. But for me, I popped for the tire mark on his face.
Yeah, that was pretty great.
The tire was fucking dope.
No, a lot of the fucking special effects were just so fucking good. Like I said, I think me and MZ are on the same page where it's like if they could have tightened up that middle section, they could have really had a piece of gold here.
What else was I gonna say? I was gonna add something else. Oh, it was oh yeah, I wanted to mention first of all, I love Thomas Lennon. I wish he had a little bit more time in this because he is fucking awesome.
He's fucking awesome.
His scenes in this were so good. And
especially when they were in the fucking when they came out from doing blow in their underwear.
yeah,
Always wearing
that
the
was
little
fucking
gold fucking
hilarious.
shit.
Yeah, but I also got to say I'm not familiar with the actor Ryan Katner, or at least I don't think I am. But he played Caleb Bang Jansen, and that character
Caleb Bang Jansen
was fucking awesome.
You know why I'm in there and why you're out here?
Yeah,
it's because you suck ass, and I make music that make people want to.
I love the ketamine reference.
Yeah.
I pop for that.
It was so fucking funny. Like, I love that character. I love the interplay between him and Thomas Lennon's character, Scott. Like, I thought those two were gold.
When he's getting into Will's tune, and then he comes in, he's like, "What is this? This is my prog shit." Yeah, this is terrible.
Yeah.
Never play this again.
Yeah, it was
If
really.
you play this again, you're fired.
Yeah.
That shit was.
Rock and roll.
I think it's a great cast. Like, it's a very diverse cast, and granted, there aren't any amazing performances, but they're fun. Like, Alex Winter was awesome as Vlad.
I was about to say, I think Alex's Vlad was pretty fucking good.
But even I was just gonna say, but even Randy Heller as the fucking landlady, I thought was fucking awesome. Just all the Swig, the guy who played Swig, John Daly, he was the bass guy. I thought he was fucking awesome.
So good. Like, Alex Winter, like, maybe he needs to be like fucking. Who's that fuck? That's the fish in all the
Who's that fuck? That's the fish.
In all the fucking Del Toro movies.
Doug Jones.
Oh,
he's the fish.
Who's the fucking fish?
He's always a fucking fish.
He's been a fish twice, or I guess if you count Hellboy 1 and 2, 3 times.
Well, he's always fucking under fucking scales.
Well, he technically kind of looks like a fish person in Star Trek Discovery too. He's also the big alien in Star Trek Discovery.
Yeah, he's
kind
always
of
a fish.
fish-like too. To be fair,
It's always a fish.
What about him? What about Doug Jones?
There's always a bigger fish.
Although, to be fair, Doug Jones I believe, did a lot of coke with Johnny Depp, which is kind of dope. But alleged. But Alex Winter should wear like Keanu's like he's not shaving the beard unless he's doing another Bill and Ted movie, but he's keeping the hair the same length. He's easy into that. I think Alex Jones, Alex Winter,
big difference.
Should be a prosthetic dude. He should be like fucking who's the other fuck? The fuck that was the fucking Gollum.
Andy Serkis.
Andy Serkis.
And Warwick Davis.
Why? You want him? You just want to see him under fucking prosthetics and CGI?
No, I just think he has an enthusiasm about it. Like
I think he's good at.
He's got one single enthusiasm about it.
He just loves it. I think
he should be a bigger character actor, is what you're saying. He should be
right now, like
Keanu doing odd roles.
Right, like aside from seeing Clockwork Orange 20 times and one half semester of psychology, I think I know how the human brain works.
You haven't even figured out yours, much less everyone's.
No, but I think he is fun. Go ahead, MZ.
MZ's done.
He checked out 20 minutes ago.
Creepy Girl says that's funny because I feel like having ADHD, I was unable to watch this. Too much going on and all the crazy music. Yeah, I love prog music, so for me, I loved all the like little jokes and stuff. But it's not, it's as they said in the movie, it's not everyone's cup of tea. It's like it's just one of those things that not a lot of people are gonna like.
I'm not the hugest fan, but there are some of the bands in the genre that I do really like, but it's not overall one of my favorite things to engross myself in. So, but I got the jokes. But
yeah. All right. Yeah. Is there anything else you guys want to bring up before we head to the verdict on this?
Not really.
MZ's just figuring out where he's going to put your body.
Let me just check the chat rooms one more time. Casual Noob says, "Did someone say Marmaduke?" It said Mamaluke.
No, Toosh and a Mama Luke.
And then he said,
Mama
"A
Luke,
chooch
Mama
is someone
Duke,
who
and Mama
likes to
Duke.
watch choo-choo trains." Well, could be that too.
Trains.
All right, so yeah, let's do the verdict on this one. How about that? Let's do the verdict and find out what everyone thought about Destroy All Neighbors.
Trick or treat, baby.
I wonder if people would say you're a trick or a treat.
Trick or treat, motherfucker.
All right, verdict time. We're going to let you know whether Destroy All Neighbors was a trick or a treat and any final thoughts we may have. Let's start with MZ.
There's a lot of promise to this film. Alex Winter, of course, and the makeup effects of Gabe Bartolos and his crew. Sensational prosthetic effects. Sensational puppeteer effects as well. I thought those were well done as well. Not as gory as I was hoping it would be. Not as funny as I was hoping it would be. The performances are adequate, but and the story is interesting, but the whole prog rock thing, the background of this whole movie, I'm lost on that because I'm lost on music to begin with, and I don't know what this story is about prog rock. Don't bother telling me. I don't care. But so you guys mentioned that there were a lot of jokes involving prog rock, and
I didn't get them.
I didn't get them. I mean, I wouldn't have known them if I wouldn't have known them. So because of that, I feel that this movie is for a certain audience. It's not for everybody. It wasn't for me. The jokes didn't land the way I was hoping that they would. Again, not enough gore, not enough blood. After promising, lots of blood. Not that that's the fault of the film, but it's still a sticking point with me. They kept on returning to the same joke constantly over and over and over and over again. And while in Wolfie's, in his reasoning, that goes to our hero William and the mundane and inadequate life that he's trying to put together for himself, and because everything's interrupting his work. I just found it annoying. Does it have a satisfactory ending? Probably, if that's what you're looking for. But again, the one thing that saves this film is the effects of Gabe Bartolos and his crew. I think they did a sensational job. But is it sensational enough for me to say that this is recommended? No. I'm going to give this barely a trick.
All right. How about Rocky?
It's so weird that me and MZ are so simpatico tonight. It's crazy. But that's kind of pretty much outside of what you said about the performance. I did think there were some standout performances. Alex Winter as Vlad. Even Alex Winter as the lawyer for the brief second he was on there without prosthetics was good. I really like Miss LaRusso as, she played the sympathetic old lady that you feel for why he's helping her, but by the same token, she's definitely overstepping her bounds being the landlady asking for this shit, but you still feel sympathetic to why. So I felt like her performance as that type of character was really good. The lead guy, not so much. His girlfriend I thought was strong at the end when she was having to carry some stuff. But I'm very much in line with what MZ said. It's just south of the border. I don't know if you guys ever had a borderline call on a trick or a treat?
Yeah.
Like it's right in the middle.
Well, it's tepid treat or barely a trick.
Okay, well then I'm going to go with barely a trick because I think there was enough stuff in here that this could have been one of those great cult classics if they put some better jokes and tighten up that middle section. But it just fell short in keeping my interest in the middle. And I don't feel like the completion was 100% the landing they could have. They stuck a landing, but it wasn't the best landing outcome. So yeah, barely a trick.
All right, I'll go Raven Shadow.
Well, I mean, I don't disagree with what both of you have said, but I think overall this film worked more for me. I did think the main character was a D-bag, but I think he was supposed to be. I liked his descent into maybe comedic madness. I like the ensemble cast. And by no means is it a like-to-like comparison. But I could see a little bit of a spiritual succession to Freaked in this. Not exactly, but overall, I think it did work for me. The gore that was there worked. I think the ensemble cast saved it. So is it perfect? Hell no. But you could do worse for sure. So I would say, yeah, it's a treat.
Yeah, you could do worse. Like you could go watch Rebel Moon.
Hey-o.
All right, and for me, I think this was a treat as well. I like this, and it's not a perfect film by any stretch, but I like a film that can take sort of a normal struggle that I'm not going to say everyone has, but most creative types at some point or another have, and to sort of make it into a film and to see it play it out on screen. And I got a little bit of a Frighteners vibe from this.
Okay.
Talking about Peter Jackson's The Frighteners. Not
Michael J. Fox joint.
Yeah, and not, I don't mean like it aped stuff from it or anything like that, but with, how he sort of had his crew, I guess, so to speak, without giving too much away.
Sees the dead.
Yeah, and so I thought that kind of reminded me a little bit of that, and they're both kind of like silly films, horror comedies. So got a little bit of that, but yeah, overall, I mean, as a music nerd and a fan of prog, I thought that a lot of the sort of like jokes about that and the in jokes I thought were really, all hit for me, and they were really fun. And I like the attention.
The like in Palmer Joker was the best.
That was a good one. Yeah. I like the Peter Gabriel one. I did like the attention put into the music and everything. So yeah, I mean, for me, this is a treat. This is a fun film. It's a horror comedy. Like I got essentially what I was expecting, and maybe would I have liked a little bit more? Maybe, maybe a little bit more violence, a little bit more blood, a little bit less repetition with some of the stuff that happened. But overall, I mean, I thought this was pretty standout. The practical effects were great. I love that scene when he first goes to Vlad's apartment and Vlad's lifting the fucking makeshift weights.
The buckets of concrete.
Buckets of concrete, fucking hilarious. And just the way that whole scene plays out is just fucking hilarious. So I liked, and it's got some great cameos. You talked about Thomas Lennon. We talked about Camille Nanjiani, Alex Winter playing multiple characters. So yeah, no, this was fun to me. So I will give this a treat. And it, I don't know if I mentioned it, but it's on Shudder, streaming exclusively on Shudder. So if you guys want to check it out, you can do so there. And
so it was a 50-50 decision then, eh?
Yeah, 50-50. But you guys didn't. You guys were like, I think, closer to the middle than.
Yeah.
So
I didn't hate it. Like there was lots to love in it. It's just not enough for it to make something I'll go back and watch again in a couple of years.
Yeah. So that's going to do it. That is our discussion of Destroy All Neighbors. Actually, that was one other thing I wanted to bring up. I actually don't love the name of the movie. It's I think it's a funny title,
Play on
and
the
it's
video
very
game title.
Yeah, and it's very evocative. But I mean, I guess in a way it's appropriate, don't get me wrong, because I mean, right, like
Yeah.
all his neighbors, but
it leads you to believe something more heinous than what it is, which is what ties into what MZ said, where, yeah, it wasn't, the description of it being bloody, it really wasn't that bloody.
Yeah,
The puke was more vile than any blood spurt in the whole fucking movie.
I was almost thinking that like his prog rock would be like, would kill people or something like that, like with the title like that.
Like, what was that movie we watched just recently that had that same premise? Well, that was Lords of Salem and
Studio 666.
Studio 666, the tapes. That's right. Yeah. So
I was gonna say that this would actually make for a good double feature with that. I think.
With Studio 666
Yeah.
and this?
Yeah.
Studio 666 is infinitely better than this, though. I mean, it doesn't have the prosthetic love, but
yeah, I mean, obviously, it's just a point of preference, but
there was a lot more blood in Studio 666.
Yeah, I actually forget how much blood there was, but regardless, I think
chainsaw scene when they were fucking. There was just blood everywhere.
I think that there's enough similarities that they make for a fun little double feature. Not the same thing, but music films that involve
same vibe.
Yeah. So
they were technically both trying to make an album.
Exactly.
So
yep. All right. Well, there you go. That is our discussion of Destroy All Neighbors, and next week it is episode 600. So we're not going to be doing a movie. Mostly because we're still sort of working through the plans. I actually
I like how Raven says, no
movie, motherfucker. That's like the best thing he's going to hear all year. No movie.
Well, we have
and not cancerous.
It's not a tumor. I was taking some notes during the show. I got some ideas for episode 600, so we'll talk about it after. But we're not going to do a movie, but I think we're going to do a few different segments. And if things go well and there's not a nor'easter, we may have a very special guest joining us next week. I'll just keep it there.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, someone set the Irish whiskey out overnight, maybe.
Yeah.
Put it near the fireplace.
Yeah, check on the war in Ukraine, see what's going on.
So we may have someone joining us next week if everything works out. But actually, it'll probably be more than one. But the return of someone we haven't seen in a while.
Oh, I think I know, and I'll have to tune in and watch next week. If it's who I think it is.
If we do a game show, I might recruit you.
You might be on next week.
Yeah, you might not have a choice.
Give me a heads up. I'll check.
Yeah, I know. I'm just kidding.
My wife.
Yeah.
So but no, if it's who I think it is, it'd be nice.
Yeah, I think a lot of people will be happy.
Did
All right.
Kill any children over the holidays?
Who knows? All right, we're gonna do some messages, voice messages, and video messages. And let me first get this queued up. But we got two quick ones from Casual Noob Saibot. And I'm going to play the first one. I think this is for last week's movie, if I put them in the correct order. This would be for Saltburn. So let's check in with our dude, Casual Noob Saibot, and let's see what he has to say. Oops. I thought I unmuted it. I guess I didn't. One sec. Sorry. Start over. All right, let's do that again. One more time.
Okay, these are my thoughts on Saltburn. What to say without spoiling this movie? So this movie didn't have murder after murder like a slasher. What it did have is creepiness to the max. Oh my goodness, were some of the scenes cringe, unless you are a narcissistic sociopath, like the character or characters in this movie. Yet again, figuring out what is going on without knowing anything makes the movie better. One bad thing that really affected my enjoyment of this movie was the lighting in a lot of the interiors were really too dark to make out what was happening at times. I guess because of the authenticity of shooting inside a castle, lighting it up would not seem authentic. At the end of the movie, they kind of do the thing where they say how things were planned by the character or characters all along, which I felt was not necessary because at the end you pretty much understood what happened, but it was welcomed to get more explanation of the master plan. Kind of like seeing a commercial for something you own to make you feel good about your decision to purchase that item. I already figured out and bought the plot of the movie, but they decided to make me feel good about the plot and how the ending and beginning tied all together. All in all, 3/4 into the movie, I would have given the movie a rating of tepid treat, but after the movie stroked my creepy narcissistic sociopathic craving for bathwater,
Whoa.
I'm going to have to upgrade this movie to a brother bathwater rating of treat. This movie gives a new meaning to I spit on your grave. I'm going to have my editor insert the sound of a cow being milked here. For the right price, I'll see myself out. This is Casual Noob Cybot, signing out.
Wow, that last fucking few seconds there was fucking verbal witchcraft.
Yeah. It got dark.
I think MZ probably appreciated the spit on your grave reference.
Sure,
that's hilarious. All right, well, Casual Noob, glad that kind of turned around for you. Yeah, it's a hell of a movie. I'll tell you that much. We have another voice message, and we have another video from Casual Noob, but I need a few seconds to cue that up. So let's do the voice message. And this is from last week's guest. Oh, we're already going to hear from him. Our good friend and it's Raven Shadow. Okay, I didn't have the cameras up. What is Arkham Josh's brother rating?
Oh, brother rating out of 10.
Brother rating out of 10.
Out of 10.
Okay, it sounds like you always say out of 10.
Yeah,
as
out of
Josh
10.
pointed out. So brother rating out of 10. But you never give the rating if you say out of 10. It's what out of 10?
Well, from 1 to 10.
Oh, for Christ's sake, you two. Will you just play the fucking voicemail?
That might be my favorite fucking thing ever is pissing MZ off.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm tired.
Let's hear from Arkham Josh. See what he's got up his sleeve.
Hey, Trick or Treat Radio guys, it's Arkham Josh here. Just calling in with my thoughts on this week's film. This week's film, Destroy All Neighbors. I thought it was a lot of fun. Had some fun characters, some fantastic effects, a lot of laughs, and some good gross out parts. It was, I didn't really know much about it going in, and I quite enjoyed it, so I was happy, very, very happy to watch. So I'm going to give Destroy All Neighbors a treat and a recommend. If I had any complaint, I feel like the whole prog aspect was just a little too surface. I know there was a couple of, references and name drops, but I feel like they probably could have had the opportunity to work in some really oddball, references and stuff. Frankly, I listen to a fair amount of prog. And I've come across a lot of it doing the record business. So I think there was a lot of interesting things that probably could have been incorporated in that weren't. But that's a minor gripe. So as I said, it is a treat and a recommend, and I can't wait to hear what you guys thought of it. Thanks again for having me on last week, and I look forward to returning sometime in the near future. Hope you guys are all doing good, and talk to you soon. Bye.
Hell yeah, Josh. It was awesome having you on last week.
Such a brother.
He is such a brother, and really smart about film and music and prog rock and vinyl and whatever. You name it, he knows it. But yeah, I think he's right. I think there could have been some more references, but I think they probably thought they could run the risk of alienating people who don't know much about prog. So I think they struck a balance. There's a couple jokes in there, and I think that's probably enough to do it. But he's right. There was an opportunity for more. But Josh, always good to hear from you. So appreciate you calling in. Now let's go to I think this is our final message, and it is the second video review from Casual Noob. So let me go ahead and push this live, and let's hear from the man.
These are my thoughts on Destroy All Neighbors. This movie I would call a bubblegum rockin' good time of a horror movie. So the glue that binds this movie together is the main character's life mission to write a progressive rock song that he's endlessly working on. The story synopsis and title of the movie pretty much gives the main gist of the movie and what it's about. But what it doesn't tell you about is the slapstick humor using gore and guts. I like how the ending was dark and happy, showing that what you would not consider a happy ending may be a happy ending to someone who sees silver linings in a cloudy sky. All in all, the movie was a tepid treat, only being held back from being a treat by the fact that you never really understand exactly what is causing the supernatural things to happen that are happening. Anyway, this is Casual Noob Cybot signing out.
All right, Casual Noob. Glad you dug it. What do you say? Tepid treat?
Tepid treat.
Yeah, okay.
But he had a great line of
Yeah, I wrote it down for
silver
the
lining in a cloudy sky. Such a casual brother.
He's casual, bro. You're a casual brother. You're like, hey, if there's nobody else available, I'll hang out with you.
No. He's a casual new brother.
And I also like Bubblegum Rockin' Good Time. I think that was the one.
Yeah, he's been a little poetic with his reviews.
Yeah. I like it.
I like that.
Yeah, I do. I like it. Nice job, Casual Noob, and good hearing from you. All right, let me just double check all the chat rooms. Let's see. He says getting ready for the new God of War next week. Awesome. I just saw, by the way, speaking of video games, I watched the Xbox showcase that they had today. And what's that?
I didn't even catch when that was happening. So
yeah, they did a stream to show some of the new stuff off. And Hellblade 2, what the fuck is the name of it? Hellblade 2 Senua's...
Benoit's balls?
No.
Senwa balls. Yeah, I'm with you, Rock.
Senua's Saga, Hellblade 2.
Send more balls.
We're gonna need both. We're gonna need bigger balls.
Yeah, they get send more cups. Send more balls.
Jesus Christ. Anyways,
send more dirty balls.
Hellblade, the first Hellblade was awesome. Did anyone play Hellblade? No, probably not.
No, I didn't.
No.
Familiar with it, but I never played it.
But it's I'll try to synopsize as quick as possible. Sort of a Viking era tale, and like the band Heilung does the music, and it's really fucking awesome. But it's about the titular character, Senwa, and she has I don't actually know what the condition is, but I think it's she hears voices. It's like it's sort of
ESS. That's why it's Senwa's balls.
what? I'm glad you can crack yourself up.
It's a Johnny Dangerous joke. Johnny Dangerously joke from earlier. Forget it.
Anyways, so fuck it. Just go check out Hellblade 2. It looks fucking awesome. It looks great. Fucking what are those cartoon characters? Snively. What's the dog?
Snidely Whiplash.
Snidely Whiplash. The Raven Shadow over there. Yeah. Snidely Whippersnapper.
He was Snidely Whiplash, but the same exact character was another name and something else too in those cartoons.
Yeah,
there was Snidely
Whiplash. Oh yeah,
and Muttley. Wasn't there one named
Muttley? Right, Muttley was a dick too.
Yeah.
Muttley had the gimmick before the other motherfucker on The Simpsons. The whole like, ha ha.
Oh, Nelson, yeah.
Nelson.
Like that dog would laugh too. MC's not selling anything right now.
Well, because he wants to fucking go home go to bed.
Yeah. He's already sleeping. He left when we left a minute ago. He painted eyeballs on his eyelids. He's been sleeping for the last 10 minutes.
All right. Well, let's see. I think it's all for voice messages. I think. Let's see. Oh, look at this. Casual Noob says playing Hellblade on the channel tonight on Twitch. Go watch the Casual Noob Gamer Raven Shadow, and you'll watch Hellblade. It's a great game. I want to play it again before Hellblade 2 comes out.
I'll play it. Let me see what's going on.
You can play it.
We need to get Raven Shadow on our next video gaming live event. And throw him in the mix.
Yeah, I think it's actually been requested that Raven Shadow does like a Twitch stream where he tries to play a video game. I don't know how we'd ever do that.
I want to be there for that. We need to put him in on some fucking squadrons or something and see how he does.
No,
give me some fucking GoldenEye, dog.
I think Pitfall is more.
Done like a motherfucker.
I think Pitfall is more his fucking speed.
Yeah, no, GoldenEye, dude.
Fucking GoldenEye. I wish we could fucking multiplayer GoldenEye on a stream. That would be fun as fuck.
Didn't they didn't they release it?
Yeah, but there's no
multiplayer.
No multiplayer. Yeah.
Oh, what the fuck?
Well, that's stupid.
Exactly.
Oh, it's on Switch. All right, whatever. All right, I don't know how we can ever do that, but so I think that's it. So yeah, if anyone wants, go check out Casual Noob. He's streaming Hellblade. Next week, episode 600. I will try this week. I'll do my best to get the word out there if we need any assistance from Patreon supporters and contributions. Yes. So, but we always welcome voice messages. You know, we love having the voice messages for the milestone shows. Episode 600. You know, there's always the old standbys, favorite episodes, favorite things you found from listening to this podcast, favorite memories, favorite stupid things Raven Shadow said.
Yeah, totally put us over. That'd be great.
And whatever. And also make sure you go listen to No Man. All right. Go check it out. You can stream it. But you know what? If you dig it, just buy it. Just go to fucking Bandcamp.
Throw me some shekels, yeah.
Yep.
You can probably steal it though, probably for free.
Well, not steal, stream. I mean, it's pretty much stealing.
Thanks, Raven Shadow. You're helping.
All right. So, and I just saw some news that only like I'm going to care about on the show, but Kazuchika Okada has announced he's leaving New Japan at the end of January. So
thank goodness.
I don't know where he's going to sign. I hope it's AEW and not fucking WWE. But yeah, Okada, one of the greatest, if not the greatest wrestler in the world right now, is going to be a free agent.
Oh, Okada's leaving?
Yeah, he's leaving New Japan, he announced. And it's on the New Japan website.
Did he talk to fucking... Who's my man from WWE?
Paul Levesque.
Well, that's true. No, the Asian guy with the red pants.
All right, well, that's going to do it. Nakamura is what you mean. Jesus Christ.
Nakamura.
Stole my gimmick, yeah. All right, that's going to do it.
Nakamura didn't watch his fucking Downtown tapes.
I can guarantee you he didn't. So everyone go check out No Man Rock. Anything else you want to plug, promote, talk about, bullshit, lie about to your doctor?
I wish a doctor had lied to me in the last 2 weeks, but unfortunately, here we are. Nah, man, appreciate the love. Appreciate being invited on. Always have a good time. MZ, you need to go get some sleep, man. It looks like you're fucking about to die. But thanks for having me on, guys. And it's always a pleasure, always fun. Next time, I'm coming at you much harder, Johnny, than just your love child that I circumcised with my teeth.
All right, let's say goodbye, MZ.
Arrivederci, douchebags. And Rocky, good seeing you again, man.
You too, man.
Raven Shadow.
Rocky, I love you, Bowie. You know this, dog.
You call him Bowie? Love you, Bowie.
Love you. Love you.
Listen here, Chooch.
I love you, Chooch. X's and O's, baby. Live fast, love hard, die with your mask on.
All right. Well, that is going to do it. We appreciate you guys tuning in. Big thanks to Rocky. Go listen to No Man. And
Force Insensitive.
And Force Insensitive. Yeah, if you want to hear what you heard tonight times 11.
All you need to know about radiant penises and bantha vaginas on a weekly basis.
Oh, God damn it. I hate myself. So check that out. Come back next week, episode 600. Watch live. Consider watching live if you've never done it, because as you might have seen or heard tonight, it would have behooved you to watch live. Yeah. So you never know what you're going to see. So come back, join us next week, episode 600. Thank you guys for tuning in, and we'll see you then.